Oh, look at that sweet background. How did you manage to do that?
Streamlabs, it turns out, they have a virtual webcam now.
Are you shitting me?
So if you, on your Streamlabs OBS, where your settings are, that you would go in to change your bitrate and whatever else, at the bottom of towards the bottom of the list where you've got remote control, there's one that says virtual webcam. And if you activate that, it will use whatever you've got set up for your webcam. So you can activate that in things like Discord, Zoom, things like that.
Wow.
So you've got your own custom background. I only found that out last week. So tonight's the first time proper testing it out and seeing if it works.
It looks pretty sweet. Other than a bit of glitchiness around the sides of you to your left and right shoulder.
Yeah, but that's mostly just because of the lighting in the room.
Yeah. That looks pretty cool, man. That looks pretty damn cool.
You'll be able to, you can put like gameplay, I think, behind on that stuff as well. You know, like green screens.
Yeah, it's basically where you've got your webcam input on your normal stream. It's literally all I've done is I've literally just added an image in and cropped it down to fit behind the actual webcam.
Yep.
So you could, in theory, like Matthew said, you could literally just stick a video on there instead of an image, and the video play in the background. So I might have a little look at messing about with it over the next couple of weeks and seeing what random stupid shit I can get in behind me for the podcast every week.
Well, I know what I'm going to be Googling at the end of this, or searching on YouTube, is a video on how to do it. And definitely be setting that up.
You don't even need to watch a video, mate. It's literally I saw something on I think it was on Twitter or something. Someone mentioned something about some sort of virtual webcam thing. And I literally just clicked into the settings, activated it, and I was like, bang, oh, look, there it is.
Anything to do with streaming and YouTube, there's always a video on it anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's literally, when it comes to it, all you have to do is just turn the virtual webcam on in Streamlabs, and then in Discord, where you've got your turn on and off camera button to obviously have your camera on or off in this call. There's a little arrow pointing down, and it gives you a choice then to choose between whatever your webcam actually is, and then it says the Streamlabs OBS virtual webcam as well. So it just gets rid of that. The way I see it is it just gets rid of the fucking green screen, because the green screen's a little bit, for me, I just don't like it that much, the way it looks for mine. So just having a little custom background can come in handy.
It looks good, mate. Looks flash. Fits the whole brimstone and fire.
Oh, that's the way I did it. That's the way I was thinking, but I figure once we've got like a proper logo set out for the podcast or something, it'd be just as easy to replace the image with the podcast logo, because it's already using your green screen effect that you get in Streamlabs anyway.
Speaking of which, how good is this image from? Yeah,
that is pretty good, to be fair.
I mean, I know I had that lovely vision in my head, but then as Mondian just goes and creates this, that's just.
I like it's like pencil in a way, you know what I mean? Like it's like a drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a cool effect.
Yeah, it does look like a little hand-drawn picture rather than something done on a computer.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's simple.
It's definitely better than anything I could have come up with.
It's simple. It's to the point. The only issue, and I've actually sent it through to the DayZ Twitter account, is whether we can have the DayZ logo in there.
I don't see why you couldn't. It's one of them things where all these YouTubers and stuff, you know, we all use a DayZ logo, and they've not bothered about stuff like that. You know what I mean? So maybe if you copyright it, then maybe obviously you'd have to ask them. But I mean, if you're just using it and not copyrighting it, then I don't see why they'd have a problem.
And yeah, there's so many other games that have a podcast as well, and you know they call themselves the game, and they probably, you know, Yeah.
And not to mention, when we had Jakub on, obviously he dropped the bombshell that the developers are watchers of our little slice of heaven here. So any one of them can feel free to let us know at some point if it is good to go or not.
Ben, how you doing, buddy?
Afternoon, gents.
Where's your webcam, mate? I've seen you streaming with one. If you don't have one tonight...
Fuck off, really? You want it? You really want to see me sit
Yes, we do.
Okay, now, here we go.
Matthew,
If
it's
I've got to get
optional
my
for you.
ugly mug out, you have and all.
Right.
So it's optional for our guests, mandatory for our hosts.
How do I do this?
If you click on the
Plug it
podcast
in.
channel
Yeah.
and then hover over your box, there should be the little camera logo down the bottom there. Just click on that. Holy shit. There we
Hey.
go.
There you go.
How you doing, handsome?
All right, well, just, yeah. Sorry, I was talking to myself.
Ah. Now, do we know if Val's coming tonight or not?
Pass, I don't know.
Not certain. I haven't had a chance to get on and speak to him, but
Yeah.
I shall.
He's been a bit quiet of late, but if he doesn't make it, he doesn't make it. He knows his spot's always here. We've got Ben tonight though, so yeah.
Yeah, I know Mike has shut down his Twitter
Yes.
for his Alice Mike one, but he's got his personal Twitter up and running, and he's
Yep.
using that from now on. So I shall endeavour to get a hold of him and find out how he's getting on.
Yeah, definitely. Well, welcome to, I believe it is episode 21 now. I've got a bit of a backlog of episodes to catch up on, but we've got the artwork. We've almost got ourselves a logo confirmed here.
That's a smart logo. Keep that.
It
I
is.
like it.
It's gorgeous. He's just done an amazing job with this little logo, and yeah, he's another person who, like Archie, creating the podcast overlay, and he is going to work on it to fix up this issue we've got with that when we've got 4 people in, that it crops a little bit of the bottom and the top of the screen out and that, but. He's doing that pro bono. I did offer to pay him, but he was pretty much no, almost insulted when I offered that. But yeah, just these people who are doing things to help us out with the podcast. And I think right here at the beginning, I know it was further down the agenda, but I do want to give a massive shout out to Ace Whittles, who boosted the server 13 times to get us to
I spotted that.
level 2.
Oh, improved audio quality in the Discord.
Yeah, and 1080p,
Yeah, you
60 FPS go live streams as well.
Yeah, that'll come in handy for you specifically, Boydie, for when you hit the go live thing in Discord to show everyone on the stream the topic that we're talking about at that given moment as well. So
I don't even know what you mean.
Well, you know when you press the when you do like a live stream in Discord to us, so that you that we can see what you're looking at when we speak about a specific topic. That'll be what that's for, essentially. So that'll basically increase the quality over all of that. So that's a nice little quality of life improvement there. But I mean, when it comes to the actual overlay itself, obviously I don't know how it looks on your end and how you've got it set up, but with the way it crops us out a little bit, I wonder if it's possible just to sort of shrink it slightly and almost zoom out on the main bit. So where Discord is, so actually zoom out the actual Discord bit or not, but
You should be able to make it so you can stretch it on like an XY or something like that axis, so you'll just be able to drag it down instead of dragging it across, like, if you get what I mean.
yeah, instead of
So it doesn't
actually
cut faces off and that.
instead of actually changing the overlay size, changing the size of the input, but I don't know if that's 100% possible. I haven't had a fuck about with something like that for a while. Only problem then is obviously it takes away from
I think
having
you can set it up twice.
Can't
I think you can take 2 browser sources up twice, and
Yeah,
then you
separate
could
it.
make it so one just shows the cameras and then one shows, like the people who are actually in the Discord or whatever.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's worth having just the Yeah, kind of like that, having just the our faces and what have you in there, and then where you've got today's guests, getting like logos off of Twitter or Twitch or whatever else, and just setting the logos themselves in that today's guest box every week.
Yeah,
well, I've got that in there.
Better.
I've got Matthew's logo there.
You should send to the picture though. Send to the faces on the screen.
And then what do I want to do again? I want to import display capture again.
Yeah, you can have multiple, and then you'll be able to do. Make sure it's below this webcam one though, and then it won't go over the webcams. Yeah, like that.
First part of the stream.
Well, but you can see it twice.
tutorial.
Maybe what you should do is you should put a black box above that where the cameras were, and then it'll hide the other cameras. You know how the cameras are doubling now.
I know how to do this easy.
Yeah, you can crop it, can't you? Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Voila. Perfect.
Beautiful.
And welcome to episode 21 of the DayZ podcast. Now that we've gotten all the technical stuff over and done with, that looks a hell of a lot better. Thank you for your help, guys and girls there.
Aren't we just the lovely little professionals, eh?
We are. We're slowly getting there. We're trying to improve the quality of this for everyone to make it a better experience to watch. I know they can go quite long, but without further ado, let's introduce tonight's guest, Matthew Longtime. Matthew, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. How are you guys doing?
Pretty damn good. Brim, how have you been, mate?
Surviving. First 2 weekends back at work since March.
Yep.
No complete dickheads apart from colleagues, but then I would expect nothing less. So, yeah, it's not been too bad. I've not had to bitch slap anyone for like 6 months, so I'm not sure if I like that or not, but we'll see.
And what about you, Ben? How have you been, mate?
It's been a week of DDoS and server moving, so...
Yep.
People that DDoS nowadays, it's just like, come on, man. I don't get people that DDoS, man. Like, what does it do? Just shut your server down for a bit? I know what it does, but I mean, like, it don't really... It's like, why do it, man? What do they have against you?
I'd say it's more of an inconvenience rather than a major issue to a degree, isn't it? It's rather than... It'd be different if they fucked it up to the point where the server was completely bollocksed, but it's more of like a just a niggling issue that lasts for a little while, and it's not really. It's almost not worth the time and effort people put in doing it.
We've just played golf.
And
Played
marbles. Golf with friends and marbles.
Yeah.
Or that bloody game that everyone seems to be playing now, Fall Guy or something like that. Every man. and his
Fall
dogs.
Guys, yeah.
I swore I'd never get it, but now the more I watch of it on Twitch and Twitter every day, the more I'm tempted to get it now. I don't know. Looks all right.
So we've got a hell of a lot to talk about tonight. Quite a few things happened, but first I want to start with our guest of the night, Matthew. The reason we've asked Matthew on is Matthew's got a pretty damned incredible YouTube channel. Now, if you give me a sec, I'll just open up Google and get his channel up. But he's pretty much doing something that not a lot of other people are doing out there. And that's a guide on how to do your own server. Which I've seen so many people asking, questions, and I've thought about doing a server myself, and I've literally got, other than paying some money to a server provider, I've got literally no idea how to. Let me just get it up.
Well, I've tried my best. I've made many tutorials, on all modding stuff, because not everyone can afford it, like buying developers and stuff. It gets costly. I've been recently speaking with people, and when I charge people to do work, I'm charging like way under what other people are charging. People are charging like $100 just for like 5 retextures, and that's like mad compared to what I do. in a way, and I've just made a lot of tutorials to try and, you know, help people out, because, like I said, not everyone can afford it, and when I learn something, I try and get good at it, and I stick with that. And I try, and then once I've done it, I try and make a video on it, and, you know, try and spread the knowledge in a way. That's what I'm trying to go for.
I just think it's amazing, mate. I really do. And like I said, I don't know whether it's the YouTube algorithms or anything like that, mate, but I've searched before for simple guides and nothing's ever come up. And it wasn't until you sent me that message and then I asked what your channel was, and I looked at it and I went, holy shit. You know, and some of these videos, mate, you know, they've only got 413 views on how to create custom billboards. That's something, the first time I saw it, I was like, that is so fucking cool that you can do that, you know. Ben, you probably got them on your server. I know Pipsy does on theirs. They advertise stuff. It's a brilliant way to, you know, even just to allow people to, you know, maybe put some rules of the server on there. You know, just, or something fun, you know, place a new billboard. And, you know, I've seen them at trader locations and they spell out the rules of the trader and just a simple guide like that.
The videos definitely take time to get views, and the thing is not everyone's interested in actual modding. Say if I were to make a video now on, let's say, how to set up a trader, that would do so much better than modding videos. And the reason why is because not everyone's interested in obviously doing custom mods. They just want stuff for this server, if you get what I mean. Stuff that's somewhat simpler than setting up all the mod tools and making like these billboards. You know, it's not a 2-second job. And, you know, if I were to do like PS4 stuff as well, do videos on them, they would definitely get a lot more views than what I'm getting now. But I like doing modding, and I'm not going to go out my way and do other stuff that I don't like for my channel, you know what I mean? Never
do what you don't like, mate. That's a golden rule of anything, be it streaming, be it anything outside of gaming and all the rest of it. But I like, even Foxy has said in there, I used his guide to set up a LAN server yesterday. It's brilliant, mate. It's such a good thing to be doing, and you're continuing to do it. You know, a lot of people would be posting stuff and then saying, no, I'm not going to do it. People aren't watching it, but you persisted with it.
Yeah, I respond to all the comments and stuff when people have, you know, issues. I don't like ignoring people. I have to respond to people, and sometimes I can't help because, you know, people ask me a lot about server stuff, and I'm not a big guy on server stuff, so I try and help them with the best, or, you know, forward them to people that do know what they're doing with that server stuff. That's why I've got a Discord, you know, where my moderators know a lot about server stuff, so I normally forward people to them, and they normally help out a lot with server side stuff.
Now, this is brilliant, mate. Like, you know, for the big guys like Ben and DayZ Underground and stuff like that, they probably don't need to see this. But for the little guy who, him and a few of his mates are deciding that they're going to start a server, and they're competing with, you know, Ben's got his own modder now who can create some pretty damn good mods. So they're always going to be up against it. But this way they've got a pool of resources there to be able to go to. You know, what's your team like, Brim? Is this sort of stuff going to be useful to you and your guys?
I reckon it probably would. Yeah. I mean, generally speaking, we've got sort of like one guy who's our sort of server owner, who does the majority of stuff, and the rest of us just sort of do social media stuff and in-game helping players stuff. But I mean, John, our server owner, he knows pretty much everything there is to know almost. So I think some of this stuff will definitely come in handy for him, though, because there's a few different bits and bobs that we need to kind of brush up on, and things that we want to try and get done. So I think it will definitely come in handy, like you say, for a lot of smaller guys, a lot of smaller servers who need that help getting off the ground and getting their wings open a little bit to try and get something rolling, so to speak.
You know what you need to do?
Some of these would be useful for me.
Yeah, really.
In some ways. Right, example. So you've got how to fix client contains PBO, which is not a part of the server data. That's a very common
don't
problem.
Get me started on that.
Right? Like, where is the missing PBO is like the main.
Yeah, I get like 5 messages a day about that.
Yeah, so sometimes, especially when you've got a server with players from all over the world, there's language barriers, stuff like that, and you get you'll hear it from a lot of people who are from EU. They'll think their English is bad. Actually, it's English people's that's bad, and theirs is good. So I have a hard time sometimes explaining things to him, and I could just link him a video like that. It saves me 10 minutes of typing. Another thing is when you have a semi-successful or successful server, you then get asked by a lot of other people, "Oh, how do you do stuff?" So then again, I could just rather than spend 20 minutes trying to type it out, I say, "Well, yeah, here's a great guide on that."
Yeah. I imagine there's probably even a way, Ben, you could set up a bot that it detects when someone types the word PBO in a message. Having PBO issues, maybe this video will help you.
Well, that'd be spammed all over me Discord 24/7.
I bet.
But no, it's little things like this that really do add to the whole DayZ community feel, Matthew. And I think it's great that there's someone out there doing these guides. Like I really do want to spend some time watching through some of your videos, like how to create custom melee weapons, how to create custom billboards. I think you should do one on how to create custom armbands, because I know a lot of servers have factions, and the factions all keep on harassing. Everyone's been around for a week on a server, 5 of them together, and then they demand their own custom armband, and it fucks around the admins of the server having to create it. It'd be good if you could just send them a link to a video on, here, you create one, give it to us, and we'll upload it. Simple.
Yeah, I try and go to, like, my old videos, people had some issues with them, and I will learn it myself. So now what I try and do is if I don't know a lot about it, or if I know some stuff about it, before I upload the video, I go to people and I, say, is this the right config? Should I use this? And then they tell me, yeah, it's right, and then I publish the video, because, I might know what I'm doing, but not all the time I can even get it right, and there's always something that I can miss out, which someone else can like pick up on that. Oh yeah, mate, you've missed that out, and I try and go for that. With the custom armbands, the thing is that's like a retexturing thing. You can make a video on it, but that it could go on forever because you've got armbands, you've got pants, you've got clothes, everything like that. It's all retextures. So you could literally go on forever and ever about that. So you've got to try and pick out which is the best and which is what more people would want, if you try to get what I'm saying.
I think armbands would be a good place
it's all
to
about
start.
It's all about the configs, mainly, because retexturing is the same. You get the image as a PNG, you put colours on it, whatever you do into the texture, make it a PAA, and then it's a different config for all these different pieces of clothing.
And I like how you've got some playlists there, Object Builder, DayZ Tools and stuff like that, so people can easily find the right category of what they're wanting to learn about, which is pretty damn good.
I can't wait for that. Can't wait for that DayZ editor to come out. What?
Do you know what?
Dab's making? That's going to be
that. I was just going to say the first thing that needs to happen when that tool comes out is somebody needs to make an all-encompassing guide for it.
I can't wait, man. I do maps a lot, and that's definitely going to help out, speed up the process and all that kind of stuff. I used to use a tool like his in Arma 3 when I did that. But yeah, I can't wait for his tool to come out. It's going to be amazing, and he's putting a lot of effort and work into it.
Yeah. I went to bed last night and he was streaming, and I got up this morning and he was still streaming.
He's a very naughty boy.
Hours.
He's a very, very naughty boy. Daddy Boyd, he goes into his chat and tells him he needs to turn it off and go and have a sleep now.
You won't listen.
Well, on that note, I've just had a quick look. He is currently streaming and has been going for just shy of 15 hours.
Standard.
He's a madman. He is a madman.
There's only one thing I can think I can do for 15 hours, and that is sleep.
Well, he got like 90% of it working, and then said, "Right, I'm going to rewrite it all." That's so he started all over again though.
Think it when you rewrite something though, once you've done it once, you can make it clearer for yourself to recognise. I think that's why you might rewrite something.
Yeah, there's like proof of concept, and then there's
you want it to be good, you know. We don't want no buggy tool. I was speaking to him about that, you know, when people are asking when's it coming out. At the end of the day, you don't want him to come out with
This is
something
all stuff that
doesn't
gets like
work,
preloaded.
It's buggy
Go to sleep.
after a week or something.
I'm trying
you
to
know
fix
what
my
I
sleep
mean?
schedule right now, actually.
You want
I've
him
been really
to make
messed up the
something
past couple
really
days.
good, then publish it.
How you
And then
doing, Brody? How's your
it'll be
stream
known
today?
forever, you know. Be a bit of history.
I think me and Boyd were in the same boat last week when we had Inclement Dab on the podcast, where we were kind of we were flabbergasted as to the stuff he's creating. Like I think everybody was, but I think me and Boydie moreover, because we're a pair of idiots that have no fucking clue. The entire time Inclement Dab was talking, we were just sat there with our jaws on the ground, not knowing what the fuck he was going on about.
He had a few open mouth moments on that stream where he was like,
Still streaming.
I think we were both sat there just like,
Still streaming.
you might as well be
Podcast.
speaking
Hi,
fucking
podcast.
a
What's up?
foreign language at this point.
Yeah,
guys.
if you've never looked into
Not
coding
even-
and stuff,
not
you
even a
won't
heads
know
up,
what
not even an
these people
invitation.
say when they talk about
Man,
coding.
alright, you know what? It's
I
Like,
just
I don't
jumped
think
into
so.
Inclement Dab's stream and told him he has to go to sleep.
I get the strange feeling that he won't
Cooperating.
listen.
I don't know. I don't know how he can sit there
this
and
before.
script for 15 hours.
I can.
he enjoys it. Once his juices are flowing, and he's he's going. He
Yeah.
doesn't like stopping. Doesn't like to stop.
Jacob just said in chat he is rewriting it based on some code I gave him. So yeah, he did say hi
Oh, no,
podcast
it's
to
gonna break.
everyone. Yeah. Okay, so the weekly show agenda. Now, Brim, because oh no, I've got this. It's
Have you figured it out?
It works better now. It works better now because of the resizing of the thing.
Oh, that looks smooth as
Wow.
hell.
That looks a lot better now, doesn't it? So, we've talked about what Matthew's channel can do. Now, we need to talk about whether you should do it. Whether you should start your own server. Is it a dream or a nightmare? Ben.
I was going to say, I think Ben might be the best one out of us all to take this topic.
Oh. Right. Is it a dream? I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. Do I think it's for everybody? No, not at all. I think you should only get into this if you're opening a server for the right reasons. So a lot of people open a server for the sake of, I want to own a server, and I want to have a busy server. But they're not doing it in the mind of, I want to build a community. So I'm a strong believer in you should only open a server for the right reasons, because if you're going to do it properly, there's not a lot of fun involved in it. There's a lot of stress. There's a lot of money. There's a lot of giving up all your game time. So if you like DayZ and you like playing it, go open a server, because you're not going to be playing it very much. You're going to be spending a lot of time helping people and being a part of the community. So there's a lot more that goes into it than just getting a few files off of the workshop, or even paying a game server company, whatever it is, 10, 15, 20 quid a month, I don't know, to set one up for you. There's a lot more that goes into it. If you're going to do it for the right reasons. That's my ethos on it.
Are there days when you wanted to throw it all in?
Sorry, you said what then? I
I
heard three voices.
Are there days when you wanted to throw it all in?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, 100%. I'd say overall, I enjoy it. I love my community. I love them. Like I was mentioning before, we've had me and a lot of other servers recently have been hit with DDoS, and like my community there was like 15, 20 of us in a channel playing golf. We just because we've got a community, we just stick together through it and ride it out, sort of thing. So there has been times where I've thought about jacking it in, but I couldn't do it really. It's almost addicting, almost. Like after you've been doing it for 7 years. Yeah, I don't think I could jack it in.
Do you have a full-time job outside of this?
It's part-time, I'd say, at the moment because of the corona stuff.
Yeah, because of corona. So, yeah, it's not like you're sitting there working 12 hours a day just managing your servers and the money's just pouring in and you're living in a fucking mansion and all the rest of it.
Well, there's this common myth, apparently, that I earn £40,000 a year from running my community. I'm waiting for the day this check comes where I get this 40 grand a year because I ain't seen a penny of it yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, especially even worse if you've got a full-time job, and then if you've got kids as well and stuff like that, and you've really got a limited amount of time, and then you give up all that time to run in a community, whereas you'd normally just be playing a game. Yeah, I think you've got to do that for the right reasons, like. Definitely.
Yeah, to run a DayZ server, you need to be dedicated. Everyone that I've spoke to, when I used to run servers on Arma, it's like you can't have any free time. You get loads of messages on Discord 27. This is happening, that's happening, that's happening. You know, there's a hacker on the server, and then you've got to build up a community, and then your moderators. You know, once you've got a community, then your moderators can help out. But you've always got to be on point. And like I agree with what you said there, Ben. You can't play the game. You can't. You're always busy doing stuff for the server.
Yeah, well, yeah. You very rarely get the time that you used to get. I mean, I've managed to do a few streams recently, but even during the streams, I'm replying to people on the side in Discord. You know, yeah, you don't get a lot of time to play, and then as soon as you do get seen on the server, of course, you just get admin in the side chat every 2 seconds, like. And I mean, it's not to say, you know, I don't want to help those people. But yeah, it gets overwhelming sometimes, you know.
How hard is it now with modding?
Say again, I think you cut off a little bit there, mate.
Sorry. How much harder has it gotten since modding started?
How much harder has it got to run a server since modding started? I'll be honest, it's easier to run a server now. A lot easier. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's easy, but if you go back to, I mean, like we've discussed event ideas and stuff like that, yeah, and we've talked recently about how easy it would be now to put an event together and sort all the stuff out just using admin tools and things like that. I mean, again, logging is way improved now. We have so much better admin tools. Whereas if you remember what it was like back in the day when a hacker joined your server, you were just like hot luck guessing who it was, you know, and you could spend some of my admins will remember spending hours and hours just going through logs. Now you can use a tool that will parse the logs in seconds and give you the information you need. It's server setup's a bit more complicated when mods are involved, and then especially when you get issues. But overall, I think mods have made it easier to run a server personally.
Yeah, I couldn't see DayZ without mods anymore. I couldn't.
See, the reason I say it is, I think probably the dream almost is Spaggy's model, where he pretty much just runs a bunch of vanilla servers. It must be a lot easier for him by comparison to the servers which have all the mods, and whenever a new patch drops, it just becomes a complete and utter nightmare for you. Like you must put in for a week's leave when you know a patch has just dropped in.
Yeah, I mean, it can be difficult when there's a server update. Yeah, a big one. You like if I know one's coming, I do definitely put aside time and sort of when I guess that I think it's going to drop, definitely try and keep my days as free as possible. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so the modding has brought in new stresses, but I still personally I find in general running a server now is easier than it was if I went back to the days pre-modding. And if I just went back to having a server with just DayZ's logs coming out of it, and we didn't have tools like Omega Manager and stuff like that. When we was forced to even, I suppose some of it comes from the fact the server files have been released so we can host ourselves. But yeah, there's some of the things that admin tools that is only possible through modding. Without those, running a server for me would be a headache, a big headache.
I can't imagine the amount of ball ache that goes into that you have to go through, Ben, to run. Even if your community and
all servers that are busy.
Yeah, even if you weren't busy, the amount of a headache that I can imagine you have to go through just to do that background stuff that no one else sees but you it's unimaginable for me, because I'm a fucking idiot and I don't know anything about that sort of stuff, which is why I'm quite glad for our server. We've got a guy that does it. Our server owner does all that stuff, and I just deal with the community side of things and deal with the player base. But I couldn't imagine sitting there and having to try and wrap my head around all the different bits and bobs, all the different files, all the different ways that you have to make changes, and having to think 10 steps ahead every time you go to change something, because it can have a chain reaction and change things you don't want it to change. That's way out of my fucking level of knowledge by about fucking 10,000 years.
There's a lot of learning involved, and I'm still learning now. Like, just very, very recently, days ago, I had an issue and I couldn't solve it, and Philip from CF Tools just came out of nowhere and gave me a little piece of knowledge that I had no clue about, and it solved my issue straight away. I've never come across that problem before, so I'm still learning. So there's a lot to it, yeah.
You've got the modders as well. Imagine if you're a modder and let's say you're a scripter. Just think, if they've made many mods and a new patch comes out, it's going to take them a while to get it all sorted. You know what I mean? Say if you're a guy that's made 5 mods and all of them break when the new patch comes out, which normally does happen, then just think they've got to fix all of these mods. And what if it's a popular mod but the guy's away? Then you've got to disable that for the server because it's not getting fixed. That's a big problem as well. When you've made so many mods, a patch comes out, breaks them all, then you've got to put a lot of time to actually fix all that. For me, that's one reason why expansion was a godsend, because I installed basically one mod and got rid of 20 other ones, which I'm way happy with having that on. And then also, just more and more now, we're just developing our own stuff in-house so that we can just look after it ourselves. Yeah, that's good.
Less problems then.
Which is what we talked about in the weeks past, with the issue with when you're relying on people and they lose interest in their mod, which is understandable. They're not making big money from it, and a passion project only goes so far before, if the passion's not there, you're not going to stick with it. And we saw that probably the biggest one I can think of was the leather crafting mod. That was
something that I see is that some people come into the modding scene and they make a mod and they're not prepared for what all that's going to come with afterwards when they release the mod. And if it becomes a popular mod and server has a problem one day, it's not just like me messaging somebody and just giving them oh, there's a problem with the mod, I don't know if you know about it, do you need any help, whatever. They get hundreds and hundreds of players from all different servers on the Steam account and everything going, it's broken, fix it, you know what I mean? And the pressure of all that can put some people off. Like, they come into it with all the good intention and then they get hit with that and they're like, whoa, Jesus Christ, I don't know if I can handle this community, I'm out.
DayZ can break people. It's pushed me to tears once. You put so much time and effort into something and then something comes out, or you get a new bug and you just don't know how to fix it, but it's so strange that you get in this error when, in a way, it's nothing to do with your mod, or, you don't know how to fix it, you're messaging other people, they don't know, and it can break you. It's, you put a lot of effort into something and it just does not work, and that's what can really annoy me. Like, I've had times where I've just had enough, man, I really have. I've just been like, I'm just going to walk away from all of this. But I always see the light. I enjoy doing DayZ stuff, so I'm, whatever comes at me, I'll just deal with. I'll push it behind me and I'll just carry on through it.
there is the flip side of it, is when you do create something and it works, you do get a lot of praise from it from the community. Like,
Yeah.
you know, there is two sides to it. I'm not trying to make the community sound shit, because it's not. It's great, but yeah, there can be times when it
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of nice people in DayZ. You know, when you publish a mod, you have a lot of people that do come to you, message you, thank you, and all that stuff. That is good when you've released a mod and people enjoy it. People are messaging you and saying, "Yo, thanks for this mod. I really do appreciate it. I want to support you," and all stuff like that. That definitely can, you know, inspire you to push on, make other mods, and I think that's what's kept a lot of modders going.
I think the best sort of example of that as well is just looking on the workshop for DayZ and pick any mod that, you know, pick the first mod you come across and look at the comments on there, and it is literally like a 50-50 split between the, you know, the decent people that we all like that are saying this mod's great, thank you for all your hard work, you know, loving using this on my server. But then you've got that flip side where people are like, for fuck's sake, your mod's broken, hurry up and update it.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest example of that, like Boydie was mentioning the leather crafting mod, but I think Dr. Jones Trader mod a few patches ago, when he went on holiday for a couple of weeks, just as I think it was 1.05 or 1.06 was dropping, and he obviously he was on holiday, there was nothing he could do. He wasn't even in his home country, you know. So luckily there are some fantastic people in the community that know what they're doing, that created a separate mod that fixed it, that was basically a copy of his mod, and then he just came back, you know, and used that then to fix it when he got back from holiday. But the first week of him being away on, you know, from his computer, when that update dropped, absolutely fucked like 90% of modded servers, because so many servers use that mod now.
Yeah, I was very fortunate in that I had contact with him via social media while he was on holiday, and he was panicking a bit.
I bet he was shitting himself.
Yeah, like what is he going to come back to, type of thing.
That's really sad though, that people carry on like that, because as we've mentioned, yeah, the modders are doing this for the most part. Like I can't think of a single DayZ mod where the person's retired with a mansion in Beverly Hills. Yeah.
I'm going to get one with me 40k a year as soon as the check comes through.
Other than Dean Hall, but he's in New Zealand. But other than that, yeah, these people are doing this. Just check your entitlement. That's all I can say to these people who carry on like that. They're doing it out of the goodness. We should be grateful that they're creating this amazing stuff. Grateful of the servers that are doing it. You know, how many of them actually donate, you know, the $5 to $10, whatever, to support their server, or, you know, flip a few bucks to the creator of the mod or something like that. And yeah, just it really does piss me off.
Yeah, there's a lot of rude people out there. I've made people, you know, free you know, like loading screens and watermarks, and I feel like if you charge someone for it, they appreciate it more, because, you know, I've done stuff for free before, and, you know, like the image has been stretched, let's say, and they're like, "Oh, you better fix now," you know, like proper really. I've had it. It happens
No, mate, I believe you. I know, I've been there.
It happens all the time. You do stuff for free for people, and like my Discord, it was probably like 3 o'clock in the morning. No one's on. You know, my Discord's mainly European. No one's on, everyone's in bed, and this guy must have been American, and he's asking, and he's like, "Oh, Matthew, your Discord's rubbish, no one helps," all this stuff, and it's like, in morning, so I woke up to see that, and then I tried to message back, you know, we reply, and I were blocked and everything. You've got, I give this guy a watermark, and he's like, this picture is stretched, you don't know what you're doing, this is rubbish, and I did it for free for him, and just give it him, and that's what I got, so... Yeah.
Wow.
I just wish people would respect, you know, that things take time, instead of just trying to rush into doing mods and all that kind of stuff. That's not how it works. You've got to take time and put some effort into it.
From sort of going back to the server side of this and give you a story, I once had a player who... This is a true story, all my guys know this. So, the trader mod, sorry Jones, can sometimes steal from you, right? So a player, he'd purchased some ammunition from the trader. It's 45 ACP, some serious stuff we're talking now. and it was I think it was for 4 or 5:45 in the morning when this trader decided not to give him his ACP ammunition. And this dedicated guy tracked me down through Facebook and rang me through Facebook. My phone starts ringing on Facebook, 5 in the morning. And I'm like, hello, and I'm getting asked for 45 ACP ammo from the trader. Server owner life, there you go.
What did you say to said person?
I don't know if I could probably, you might get TOS probably.
Yeah.
So I'll politely told him to not call me again is the best way I could put it.
Did you ban him?
No, I didn't ban him. No, I felt like it. There was a bit of me that wanted him, but no, I didn't ban him. I didn't actually find out which player it was because all I got was his missing ammunition bit, and he got told to off. So, but yeah, that's
a big yikes.
True story. That's there you go. Server owner life. I made sure I disabled that phone crap on my Facebook now.
Wow, that's mind blowing.
I think I would have had the police knocking on my door at that time because my neighbours would have rang them for the amount of screaming, shouting and swearing I would have done down that phone to that person. My neighbours would have thought I was fucking murdering half the street.
So Ben, let's say you're a slightly, as in like minusculely successful podcast host and DayZ streamer and YouTuber. And you've got a dream of an ultimate hardcore server. Should you do it?
If you've got a dream, that dream normally has passion behind it. So if you said a dream there, right, you've not just said, I just fancy opening a server. You've said a dream. Like, so that normally means that you're probably going to have a bit of passion behind it and you're going to put a lot of effort into it. So I would say, yeah, go for it. Do it. If you're somebody who's just seen a few popular servers and thought, I want to be a popular server admin, that's the wrong reason to open a server. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's not a 2-second job. You've got to give it time. That's one thing, definitely. And it takes time to get players. You can't just open a server and expect players to come. You've got to build up that community. And once people see more players on that server, so say you've got 20 players on that server, it boosts you up the list a bit. People are like, all right, there's some players on here, let's test it out. You've got to get that far. Because, if you go in the server list, you don't know what server to play. You most of the time go on a popular server. That's how you get bigger community. But you've got to start from the bottom and raise yourself up to the top. And that does take some time. And you've got to be dedicated 100%.
See, that's probably one thing I do have going in my favour. I don't care if there's 5 people on or 50 people on. I play a lot.
That's a good ethos to have.
I play a lot on servers which have got less than 10 people. Just because of the hours I play usually in the mornings here in Australia. And obviously I try to play as much Australian servers as I can. And that's the beauty of DayZ. Sure as shit, pretty much every single run over the course of the 3, 4, 5 hours I'm on, I'll bump into at least one person. Or I'll find sign of someone that someone else is around. It's just, I don't need a server to be at 127 of 127 for it to feel like it's alive for me.
It depends what you like, doesn't it?
Yeah.
To go with that, right, is giving away my trade secrets now. So this is rolling back 7 years, so you'd probably remember, Boydie, back when we got started. So something we did way back in the beginning, there was 7 of us who were all mates. We opened the server and we were those 7 people that populated it every night. Now, you see a million posts of servers that have opened and they're like, we've got all this stuff and we need players, just come and join it, like beg. And instead of doing that, all we did is we went on the server and we made sure, even with just 7 of us, we had fun. But like for 1 week, we said to all of us said, right, we'll all be in Discord together, but we're all killing each other if we see each other. And there was 7 of us on the map. So you can imagine how long it took to bump into each other. And then when we did, there was loads of tension, loads of fun. We recorded loads of it. It was brilliant. And we'd post. And the way we'd do things was we'd always post showing us having fun, even if there was only 5 of us, 6 or 7 of us on the server. Not showing that we just, people, come here. We just showed us that we just had fun on the server. And then the 7 becomes 8, becomes 10, and you get a little trickle. And then once you've got that base, like you said, like you've got your 20 people, that little community, you should always look after them, because they're the 20 people that will forever populate your server no matter what. Yeah. And then that's how it continues to grow then.
Definitely. When I used to do servers on Arma, you always had that group that would always go with you no matter what. And that's sort of the player base that you want, a player base that supports the server in a way, you know, that they always stay there.
You go for building a community over building a server type of thing.
Yeah.
I run the Australian DayZ Facebook group. It's got about 1,087 people in it, and pretty much the main post that people put up is new server or come play our server. There's one guy who posts about every 3 or 4 days, the same server, the same post every single time. And I finally turned around to the whole group. I didn't single him out. I just said to the whole group, look, guys, I can tell you from personal experience, when I see the stock standard, console server, high loot, PvP, safe zone trader, 10 million gazillion ruble starting limit, my eyes glass over and I scroll on to the next post. Instead, why don't you try posting some content? Posting a story. Yeah. Try to engage.
Unique.
Try
unique. To engage. That's what you have to do.
And that's
don't bash.
Yes, don't bash.
Sorry. Don't bash what other servers have on there. All right, I might now and again say, I'd never have an ATM on mine, or I'll never do starting money. I'm not bashing other servers that do it. I just won't ever have it on mine. But, you can have all those things that other servers have, but you got to do something unique. If you're just trying to copy post another server, it's not going to happen.
Thing is, I think you've got to have a little mix in a way. You've got to have something that people like and it reminds them of, but then you've got to have your own unique thing, because if your server's just a copy and paste, what stops them from going over to that server? That server might have more players, it might be a friendlier community, and your friends might even be on that server. So what stops them from going there? You got to do your own little thing, but also try and, I would say, get some of their ideas and sort of merge them into yours, but not fully.
I like what Scale Speeder just said. Build a server that is a version of DayZ that you want to play, because then you'll be passionate about it. You don't agree, Ben?
To an extent, yes, because I agree with you. You will be passionate about it, but there are some times where you can't force how you want to play on the rest of the server. So, with mine, there's loads of things I would change about it, but everybody else on the server wouldn't agree with me. That's just because I have got a different play style personally in taste than a lot of people on my server. So I'm not disagreeing with the comment, but there will be times where you can't force how you want to play on everybody else. So there's a bit of balance. You've got to work with your community once you've got one, is what I'm saying.
Now, Marx has got a good question there. How do servers manage people who are angry when a server goes down for an update and the server could be down for a couple of days? How do you get people back onto your server?
I've never had my server be down for a couple of days just because of one update. Usually all our updates are done automatically on my server. So if an update is pushed to Steam, Amiga Manager detects it.
Like the 1.08, where there was major issues that were causing servers to crash non-stop and things like that. How did you manage that?
How did I manage it during the downtime? You basically just keep your community informed. That's all you can do. So, again, this is not... I'm not saying this is how every server should run itself, but we've always sort of... How do I put this the right way? Tried to make sure we don't get a community full of people who want their arse wiped for them. Mm-hmm. So our community is pretty DayZ tolerant, used to bugs, things like that. They're quite understanding. So not to say not every person in my community is in Discord every day and everything else, but there's always a big portion of my player base that are very understanding about what's going on, and you just keep them informed. And they, like some of my boys, when the server's down, they jump on VPP. I can tell you where 2 of my guys have been. They've been on Fubar Bundy's server for the last few days, when they've not been able to get on mine because of stuff with DDoS. And yeah, as soon as everything comes, as soon as everything gets fixed, people come back again. Yep. If you build, that's again what I'm saying, if you build a community over just concentrating on the server, when something does go wrong, you can just speak to your community and they're understanding, If you're not in touch with any of your players at all, and they're just players, and something goes wrong on the server, they'll just bob off to the next server, and that's them gone,
Because Marx is also saying there that there's a server that he played on when 1.08 came out, the server died because of it, and no one would join back.
That's a shame. I know it did mess some servers up. My guess is those servers probably weren't around for very long, is my guess. I'm not being rude or anything like that, but I don't think any major update problem would shut down any of the big servers for any sort of, in terms of killing off the community.
The big servers would definitely get back.
And that's because they've worked on the community side a lot more and for longer as well, probably. That's obviously a part of it. Is the longer running communities have obviously got a hell of a lot more members and things like that, so it makes it easier for them to recover. But yeah, it all comes down to your community.
Yeah, if you've got a good community that loves your server and stuff, they're not just gonna go because there's an issue. Well, it's not even your fault; it's DayZ's fault. They're not just gonna say, "See you later, mate. I'm off." That them servers that have people like that, they're not dedicated to the server. They're not. Oh, I like this server. They just joined maybe because their friends on, and that's about it. I don't see dedicated players doing that.
It's kind of sad though when a server dies and that, but I do note that a lot of servers have cycles where player numbers do go up and down, and I think the big thing is you've got to try and keep it fresh. There's always going to be someone out there trying to knock off the top dog. Here in Australia, Pipsy was the top dog, and now it's 1SK and Fubar's server. I just quickly jumped on that at the end there, and it was 78 of 80. So he's competing to be the top dog now. But the ironic thing is, when was the last time Fubar dropped a video? He started the server. Now he doesn't seem to be dropping videos.
Having too much fun on the server, I guess.
I actually wonder how much time he's actually getting to play.
Definitely takes up a lot of time.
My community or server is far from like top dog now or whatever. I don't really concentrate on that. So like at the moment we're taking it. We like you say, you get ebbs and flow of player numbers. Ever since the lockdown ended in UK from the corona, definitely saw a dip in player numbers. Also, the weather's been like amazing in the UK, so that definitely affected player numbers as well. We get ebbs and flows. I mean, at the moment we've had a few issues with DDoS over the last couple of days, so players are just waiting it out for a little bit. So and we've moved server, so I've lost my ranking, and I honestly don't care about rankings. Oh, excuse me. I just focus on making sure everybody in the community is informed, they know what's going on. And you said a good thing as well about keeping it fresh. I try to make sure we're always working on something new for the server, so that it's constantly changing, so that patch to patch players have got something different and it doesn't get stale. That's another thing.
Yeah, if it's the same old, everyone gets bored.
It can do, yeah, can do.
I think that's why, like, Armour Life, when that was popular, everyone was just doing the same old with, like, Armour, and that's why that just died.
Players are clever. Players are very, very clever. So you set up things on a server, and within, like, one wipe, basically, they've sussed out all the best ways to earn the money or where all the best loot is. They've got the big base, everything. So you've got to mix it up a bit and change things so that the next patch they go, oh, hang on, where's all that stuff that I'm used to be able to loot from here and there? I've got to go somewhere else, and it just creates new interactions and all kinds of stuff. So it keeps it fresh, you know.
I don't know how accurate Game Tracker is anymore.
Say again?
I don't know how accurate Game Tracker is anymore.
Game Tracker. I've still been using it. Well, I was still registered on it, but we just moved server recently, so my latest server's not registered on it, and I'm about to move to another server again. So I'm not going to bother registering until we're on the new one.
Yeah, I'm not even seeing one.
Battlemetrics is a good site. Battlemetrics is a good site for sort of server ranking stuff. There's a lot of good servers in the sort of 20 now, and really good communities. And a lot of them are all doing their own things, like we were saying. They're unique, making their own mods, looking after the communities in different ways. It's good. Good.
Ben, can you explain what a server rank does? Or how they work?
How servers are ranked?
On sites like that.
Then generally they don't like to give out exactly how the rankings work, because they don't want people manipulating them. But it's generally player pop compared to other servers, and average player pop compared to your server on the previous week. That's they're 3 parts of it. But yeah, none of the ranking sites I've ever seen will fully say how that they rank the servers, because they don't want people to manipulate them.
Basically,
I mean, the way I look at it, I don't care about whether I'm rank 1 or whether I'm rank 2000.
You've evolved, mate. You've evolved. I remember you used to always tweet out when BWOF was up there.
Yeah, there was a reason for that, though. Because there was a certain other community that we liked to dick on a bit. That was all. They're no longer with this. No community no longer exists now. So yeah. Ever since that, then back in them days, that was a good thing. Like I remember when I think we overtook that said server, and there was a picture of me and my mate Ash, and we popped a bottle of Bollinger, and took a little picture to post with the rankings in the background subtly. Yeah, that was good. They were good memes. But now, honestly, like. Ages ago, we hit number 1, and I had no clue. And somebody from another community messaged me and said, "Congratulations," that's what it's like now. You get a congratulations for it, and I didn't even have a clue. Honestly, I don't bother with server. I look at server rankings only to see if I'm improving. That's the only way I look at them. What am I missing in chat here now to
fucking
see you two smirking?
Dewan, it's Dewan, mate.
Let's be honest, it's got to be the one.
Hashtag 420 gaming.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're a little shit, right? All right, if we're gonna go back to these days now, yeah, you fuckers used to steal my rankings and affect us. So well, yeah, fuck you. All right. You were number 1 enemy back in the day, mate.
Weren't they?
All right. Hey, we were friends now, but you were the arch enemy back in the day.
Oh, wasn't he? Wasn't he?
You were Hot Topic.
I had this recurring nightmare that we get Hicks on the show and he works out who Dewan is.
That's end of the world shit. That is. We don't need that.
I'm not gonna lie. I used to be a little bit jealous of him as well. Little shit. I think a lot of communities used to be jealous of 420 back in the day.
Look, we all of us who were the good boys and girls of DayZ, we all looked at what they were doing with envy. It's like, definitely. Oh man, they got fucking boats and they've got fucking this and they've got that and But yeah,
I think you'd be hard pressed not to be a little bit jealous when you see a server that's that's got things that no other server's got, essentially, that's got all the cool shit that you want and you can't get. I think you'd be mad not to have at least a small amount of jealousy there somewhere.
There was.
It
was funny when some streamers tried to hide that they don't play on them, but off stream it was 420 all day. Oh, fuck me. Would you advise someone to start up a so we talked about the minutely successful wannabe hardcore DayZ streamer. What about the PvP high loot AI trader 360 no scope squad wipe servers? What would you say to them trying to start one up now?
You're in for an hard time if you're just going to copy and paste everything that everybody's already sort of doing and doing well. You're going to be in for a hard time unless you've got something very unique. If I tip my hat to every, I don't wear a hat 'cause I don't need one because of my beautiful head, but I tip my hat to the communities. Yeah, mine's catered for PvP and base building. I don't go as far as giving out no 50k start money crap because I hate that personally. That's just pandering for a community that's going to use that start money and then bugger off to another server. That's why I don't agree with that. To bust into the sort of PvP area now is really, really hard. The servers that do hardcore, like you're talking, they're the ones I tip my hat to, because any one of those that does really well, that's a niche section of DayZ, I would say, that these days.
It is.
I would definitely say. The 360 no scope servers, if you want to call it that, and you want to chuck me in with those, I don't mind, are the bigger portion of the player base.
Yes,
so,
massive.
Any hardcore server or any server doing things different like that, I tip my hats off to all them ones. Their communities must be really, really good. Really good. But yeah, if you're going to come out and try and do a PvP server and all that, there's so many good ones now. I'm not just saying mine, there's lots. I think Trumps is Trumps has got some PvP, so I can't even name them all. There's a lot of good ones now. I wouldn't bother unless you've got something amazingly unique that you're going to pull out of the basket straight away. I wouldn't try and break into that market.
And that's just it. You've got to do your research. Bundy, to his credit, he looked at the successful servers here in Australia, and he basically tried to find his own niche, his own varied style of it. He doesn't do. I think they've got ATMs, but it's a 10k limit, so the majority of the money has to be stashed in bases, which I think is a great idea. He went for the expansion mod. He did some custom locations, which I think is a great idea. Just to, I know myself, the smile I get on my face when I find, oh, this is new. DayZ, you can become almost desensitized to just running around the map. You very rarely find something you've never seen before. And when someone's taken some time and effort to make a nice custom location, particularly if it makes sense, then but the hardcore elitists, for want of a better word, they are a hard mob to cater to, because there's varying levels of what you call hardcore. Baby Nade's Island is doing very successful. He's created quite a good formula. DayZ Down Under has probably softened a bit because the market here in Australia is just so tiny. So they've had to soften. They've gone with expansion mod. They've got traders now. Stuff that was almost unheard of when you talked about hardcore in Australia. So I'm enjoying it. I'm embracing it. But there's still part of me that craves for a server that just punishes me. But that's just, my son. You brought up of the way I go 360 squad wipe no scope servers. My son calls me autistic with the way I like to play DayZ. The fact that I'm happy just walking through the woods at a slow jog. Mushroom. I'll pick that. I'll eat that now. Oh, there's a sheep. I'm going to go kill that. And then I'm going to spend the next half an hour cooking it. And then cramming myself and trying to get to max calories. The sort of things you never worry about on other servers, but that's what I enjoy playing. In some ways, I think it gives me a bit of an edge at times on some of the PvP servers, because I do that. Go and kill a few cows and a few deer and stuff like that and cram on that fat. And then I don't need to worry about eating again for hours. Scale Speeder says, so what would you consider a successful server, mate?
me, what would I consider it? Right, so this almost goes back to what I'd probably never finished saying, or maybe I did, about rankings. I honestly, if I was 100 rank, whatever, that doesn't concern me. I consider successful, I don't know if that's the word, but if my server has got people, if it's populated and everybody's enjoying it, that's all that matters to me.
You shut your servers down for a while, didn't you?
Yeah, 100%.
How long?
So, just over a year, basically. Ex-members of dev team maybe gave me a little bit of information as to what was going to happen in the future, and I needed some time out at the time, and I couldn't do very much more with the server, and I knew that a year's time, or I knew roughly when I could reopen and things were going to be changing, which was when obviously the new engine dropped in and everything. And in that downtime, we opened a Armour 3 server, because DayZ was getting stale for our community around that time as well. So we opened a DayZ, I call it a DayZ. I opened an Armour 3 server, and we made a DayZ experience with Exile. So we added zombies and mod sounds and all kinds of crazy stuff to get it as much like DayZ as we could, with a bit of Armour thrown in, obviously. And the community stuck around, played on that for a while until the new update dropped with a new engine, and we opened back up again. And I think it took about 2 or 3, 4 weeks max before we were pretty much full pop again and back to where we were.
I love Gary's question.
Cool.
Would you ever see a server that has both 360 squad wipe and also hardcore survival? Yeah.
This is Gary from my community, this.
Yeah, I can, because as much as I love the hardcore thing, what I don't want is a safety net. Everyone stands around singing Kumbaya, holding each other's hands, skipping through the woods and just hunting deer, and everyone's friendly. There is no point to playing. Well, no, there is. Roleplay servers have a part for those who want to engage in the roleplay stuff. They want to lose themselves in a character and all the rest of it. That's not for me. I can, on occasion, do a little bit of RP, but I always feel like a fucking goose doing it. I want fear. I want every interaction to be my possible last interaction. I want to go through the Northwest Airfield jumping at every single fucking sound. Like earlier tonight, trying to promote the one's Vanilla Plus first person hardcore server. I was on there and there was 1 or 2 other people hunting me down. It was a stream sniper event, and I wasn't sure where Hawks was. Only 1 or 2 other people, but I was still absolutely shitting myself. I kept on hearing voices, hearing footsteps, and see every bush looked like a player. And then when he finally shot at me, oh my fucking God, we clipped it, and did I absolutely shit a brick. I shit a fucking brick. And you don't get that from playing on those servers where there's no fear. So you've got to have, oh my God, fucking Dewan. This is the danger with working with a fucking troll like him. He was trolling me. He was playing noises and shit around me. I swear, chat was telling me I was losing my fucking mind. But I swore I was hearing things, and
it's exactly what I've done on our server a couple of times as well. You just teleport yourself into a bush with a ghillie suit on, lay down so they can't see you, put your voice chat to as quiet as possible, and just start really quietly whispering into the microphone. And then quickly fucking teleport 20 meters away so they can't find you, and see how quickly they shit everywhere.
Admin abuse. But so they were right. He's saying it was a joke, but with him you just never know. Yeah, but
it's all for the memes.
Yeah. But no, I definitely think there's a lot of great servers out there. And if you want to start one, I think, probably going back to it, if you want to do it, think long and hard. Think about what you can do to make your server unique. Find some good people, because to do it by yourself, Ben, could you imagine doing it by yourself without some other people helping you?
It would be impossible, literally impossible. I couldn't run my server without my admin team. It's absolutely impossible. And getting a good admin team as well can take a long time. You might have to go through a few people. But yeah, having a good admin team is essential, I would say. Absolutely essential. Yeah, you've got to be able to put the trust in them. And yeah, I mean, so like, you know, like I can be helping others all the time. I'm helping other servers get set up, or with their own problems, you know, with their setups. At the same time, I'm helping players that are messaging me. At the same time, I'm trying to do some modding. At the same time, I've got, you know, umpteen other things to do, advertising. There's a bit of networking that almost becomes involved with running a server, you know, being involved with the community. Like I say, if you're a complete stranger to the community, why are they going to play on your server for very long? There's a lot that comes into it, and if I had to spend all my time in game looking after all the players and everything else, I wouldn't have enough time to do all the other stuff. But without having a good admin team, it would be impossible for me anyway. I don't know about other people. You couldn't sleep either. That's the other thing, because running a busy server can end up being a 24-hour thing, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
So having people all around, you know, different parts of the world is a massive help as well.
I think
that's part of what we've got as well. I think that's part of the good thing that we've got on our server, is that our server owner lives in Taiwan. He's an American citizen, but he lives in Taiwan for work at the moment. And then a couple of our other mod/admins are in different coasts of the US, and then you've got myself here in the UK. So I think if you've got that good coverage, then having that community, having those people being able to get on at all times of the day is definitely a big help to keeping the community happy.
I think Helkiana summed it up when we asked what do you consider a successful server, and she said community feeling. That's when a server is successful. And having played on many servers and been in many Discords and TeamSpeaks and all the rest of it, community feeling is the big part of it. Gary asked me a question that I do want to answer as well. Do you agree on some servers using the southern spawn areas as strict PvE, and then when you go inland you're allowed to PvP? If that's what a server wants and the player base accepts, you do you. Me personally, no. You need to have the fear of dying in every single bloody location of the map. It's one thing I like with DDU. They've added traders, but they're not safe zones. And people have been camping them. And a few people have complained about it. And I said no, and I shared a clip of I went to the trader. There was only a handful of people on there, and someone did one of those stupid fucking scare donations they did, and I shit a brick. Now, if it had been a safe zone, I wouldn't have even reacted. Other than maybe if the noise was that loud, it might have given me a slight fright. But I was literally panicking. I had Moonshine talking. He'd boom his voice in every now and then. He'd be quiet for fucking 3 minutes, and then he'd be, Boydie, and I'm like, what are you fucking doing to me? Yeah, bloody trying to give me a heart attack. And then, people forget that, you've... DayZ, so much about the fear and the shock of bumping into someone, and but that's the way it is for me. If other people have a different view, you do you. Yeah, I like my little joke of my 360 squad wipe PvP no scope service and all the rest of it. But like Ben said, that is what people want to play. That is the massive majority of DayZ, and you guys do you. That's the beauty of DayZ. DayZ was created as a mod from Armour, a milsim game, and Dean Hall let people modify it with DayZ Standalone eventually. Well, not Dean Hall didn't, but Bohemia did, because that's kind of Armour's thing. They let people mod their games. And people will make what people want. People will play what people want. If you build it, they will come. If they don't, they're all cunts and tell them to go get fucked. Yeah.
It's definitely a long road to get a successful server. But once you've got it, it's a good feeling, you know?
Stick with it. You don't expect overnight success. Unless you...
No.
And you could argue that Fubar Bundy's had overnight success with his server. No, he hasn't. That bloke has spent years building his brand, and then he's used that to create a server. But even if he'd built a server and it was shit, people wouldn't have played it regardless of who it was. He's worked hard, got a good team of people around him, and even for someone with his brand recognition, he had to get a good team of people such as D-Hop, who, thank you for the raid earlier, mate, I did notice it, Match, Alan, God knows who else they've got on the team, Noki, and even someone like him, he can't do it on his own. You know, he can put his name on something, but plenty of other streamers have tried to start a server and it's just failed on them as well. So you need a good team and you need to stick with it and be patient.
Yeah, I would agree wholeheartedly with that.
Working AI in DayZ. Septic Falcon posted a video. I know Mark's did one as well, but it's a Septic one I wanted to look at. I'll mute it, just have it playing in the background. But what do you guys think of this?
I've not actually taken a look at it, to be honest. I thought what he meant by working AI was working zombies. Is it actually like characters AI?
Yep, player AI.
Someone messaged me about it yesterday, but I hadn't looked into it yet. But that do they like shoot at you and stuff like that, you know, so you can do your own testing?
They talk. It's almost Tarkovish. They'll most of them have got, from what I could see in the video, had like Russian accents, and like almost like Tarkov, where they'll speak at you, and that gave Septic a bit of a fright. He wasn't quite expecting him to talk at him, but yeah, it was an amazing.
So who made
video.
it? Russians.
Yeah.
All right.
I think they should mix it up.
Is it behind a paywall though, or something like that?
I don't know. I know Esker is at the moment behind a $5 paywall to be able to test it, but that's only for the testing stage, I believe, and to help support it.
Yeah, he's going to publish it once he's done.
Yeah. But I don't know what the deal is with this one, but it looks amazing. It really does look amazing.
It's $300. Well, I suppose they put a lot of effort into it if it is $300, but they'll definitely make a lot of money off it, I think, if it is $300. Because I reckon people will want to actually get this.
What about you, Ben? Would you put it on your server?
No, because I'm getting our own. Yeah. I mean, I've seen AI before. It's something I'm definitely interested in. So, but yeah, it's something that I'm eventually getting in-house for us. So I probably wouldn't bother with this mod. I'm not bashing it in any way. I saw Septic's video on it. And there's definitely other people working on AI as well. I think Mark would probably be able to do AI. And I know Expansion's doing AI.
So is it worth paying $300 for it? That's the question.
This is what you've... yeah, now, I bought those dodgy Russian helicopters. I paid the 300 for them. Was it worth it to pay that 300? Many people have asked me. Yeah, it was, to be honest with you. Our community wanted them, so we got them. We knew Expansion was coming, and we knew that as soon as Expansion came out, dodgy Russian flying camera would go in the bin, which it did. And now, you know, we use the Expansion ones and everybody's happy.
Yep.
But yeah, in terms of... So, just if you're going to buy mods, just be aware of what might potentially be coming out. But you know I'm a great advocate of people getting paid for making stuff. And to do like mods on the level of AI, Trader, all that kind of stuff, 300 quid is a bargain, really, in my opinion, for the amount of work that goes into it. I bet you Mark wouldn't sell me his Trader mod for 300 quid, would you, Mark?
We've had this discussion before. If that's the price and people are prepared to pay for it, then that's the price. I'm a capitalist at heart. Market decides. If it's too expensive, people won't. But this also guarantees, like we said, that I still kind of lean towards a subscription model, because that encourages the person to keep on doing it, as opposed to a one-off fee. He could just churn and burn. But yeah,
people definitely deserve money. I know how long modding takes, and it does take a while. Some mods can even take over a year. So people do deserve money for the work that they should. They do, and some people try and release the mod as well. They pay for it and release it. I don't agree with that. It's not yours to do that, but it is what it is. Some people are a bit dodgy, aren't they?
I've heard you're very reasonable with your stuff, mate.
Yeah, I give out nice prizes.
People have said you're very reasonable to me. Just saying, just putting that out there.
But no, I like it. It's another mod. Is it something that I would make me want to play a server? Probably not. I prefer to die to people as opposed to bots. I uninstalled PUBG finally for that reason. The Australian servers are just infested with bots, and yeah, I'm not even good enough to take out a bot in the game, but I'd still much rather die to a player than to a bloody bot. I play DayZ for the human interaction, whether that be a bullet in my stupid head or having a conversation and maybe a trade or getting robbed or whatever.
I think with the AI, it's in terms of how you utilise them, I guess. I wouldn't have just AI squads running around the map for no reason. I mean, that's like you say, it's just like having a load of bots on the server. I wouldn't see the point of that. What I would use them for is sort of rare and special events. You know what I mean? Something to draw players into perhaps into an area where they wouldn't go, and then as much as they might bump into the AI, they might bump into somebody else who's also been drawn to the area. I'd use them as a special event type of thing, not something that's just constantly on the map. That wouldn't. I agree with you. I wouldn't like that at all. No, I wouldn't.
Have them spawn instead of zombies at heli crashes and things like that. Could be a decent use for them.
Something, just something different. I wouldn't have them just. I would not have just bot players roaming around the map. That would be.
Gary just said in chat.
Pepe hands.
Feeling in my mouth.
DayZ servers need more dynamic events. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I love about Bundy's server. He's got so many different events. They even do a custom event when the server pops high enough. A rig raid where the admins go out and they hide stashes on this rig that they built out in the ocean. And then they announce the rig is now open. And it causes a convergence of people. And it's a dynamic. It's not a forced thing. It's, do I want to take the chance and go and contest the rig? Yeah. And then you end up in a PvP battle. Those sorts of things, they have my 110% support to anything that adds a bit of breaking of the monotony. Airdrops. I like airdrops. A lot of people will probably hate me for saying that. I'm supposed to be some hardcore elitist, but I like airdrops because it adds a dynamic event that you can choose to participate in or not. Just go there. Sometimes I like to just go and watch them and just watch people fight and kill each other, and the helicopter that gets blown out of the sky, and it's fun watching all this stuff.
I'll tell you one thing that I think that AI mod like that could be very good for, and I'm going to use that naughty swear word that that a lot of people don't like, but it's scripted content on YouTube. If you can program them in the right way, get them set up the right way, and there's some very, very intelligent people out there that know how to do a really good scripted video. That could be something that could make for a whole nother sort of genre, if you like, of DayZ videos, granted scripted, where it just adds something, like you say, adds something different, adds a new dynamic event, something that we all agree is a good thing to have these dynamic events to an extent. And it's almost like the sky's the limit if you can set them up in the right way, and have a scripted moment. Like that would come in fucking handy as hell for a video idea I had 6 months ago. If I had access to that 6 months ago, I could have put out what I would hope would be at least a half decent scripted video myself, just for shits and giggles. So it's I think it's a decent look into what's possible in the future and what we could end up seeing, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, there's an audience for everything, so 100% someone would be interested in watching stuff like that.
I mean, in terms of the, I know a few people who've done scripted stuff, and even if you're just talking about trailers, not like YouTube videos even, but even just for like a trailer, that's completely scripted. You need actors for it. Sometimes it's hard getting a good actor. Imagine what you could do with a load of AI that you could, you know, you could make it's just little things, you know what I mean? But you could make a suddenly empty looking town have people and activity in it, you know, and even if that's just for a cinematic trailer or something, you know. Just throwing ideas out there, like there's lots that can be done with it. I wouldn't use it, like I said, I wouldn't use it as just free roaming players. Like the day I run into a player on DayZ and he's like fucking moving around janky and weird like he's a robot, I'm out. But if it's for a dynamic event or for things like that, then I can't see any wrong in having them, like, you know. But in terms of going to that mod, I won't be putting that mod on my server, no.
What's next? Foxy posted, guess who's back? Back again. Bobo's back. So good to see the guy back. So good.
He's straight back into it as well, right into getting into the depths of what was it? He was Winchester and Blaze, I believe he's doing at the moment. I think.
Yes, yeah, he released that the Winchester's recoil is insane compared to the Blaze's recoil is insane compared to the Winchester. But how good is his editing still?
I know.
He's just amazing, the guy is. And the best part of it is it made me realise, like, I did think there for a while, you know, we've got Rab Plays, we've got Archie doing guides, and God knows who else out there doing them. They're the main two I can think of. But these two are just making, those two are making videos that are still quite different to what Wobo does. Wobo's getting into the science. The other two are doing more guide style videos. So it's great to see Wobo coming in with the stuff that we remember him for, and going as in depth as we remembered him doing, like his little Excel spreadsheet and all the rest of it. It's a fantastic thing to see.
I think I'm right in saying he's making a website, isn't he? Where you can go on the website. I think this is the plan where you can, you know, grab a weapon, drag bits onto it and off of it, and it'll give you all the kind of different stats and what effects it's going to have and everything else. So like he's not just doing his in-depth videos now, he's going above and beyond, and he's making a website so that you can find this information out really easily. You know, that'll be pretty handy.
Yeah.
There's one of those already existing for Warzone as well, which is quite handy. There's all the secret stats of, you know, some attachments, some attachments help with aim down sight speeds and things like that, but it doesn't actually say in game that that attachment has that feature. It's like a secret feature. If Wobo can do that for the weapons in DayZ, that'd be pretty decent.
Spicy website.
And Absinthe, as to Adam and Namolsk, no idea.
I think he should be. I think he should be ready. He said last December, so it makes sense. It's like it's a winter month, so I reckon this December. If you ask me anything about it, I reckon this December they'll be releasing it. Maybe.
Namolsk 2024.
I'm personally going to disagree. Don't think it will be this year. I think they're going to struggle to get all the updates in for DayZ that they promised this year.
Yeah.
So I can't see Namolsk. I can't. He's not had any. He's not even been streaming or anything lately, Adam. So I don't feel like he's had the spare time that he used to have. So I'm gonna say that I don't think he's worked anywhere near as much on the mouse as what he would have done like last year.
He will be busy though because he's project lead, isn't he now as well?
Yeah, and all the COVID and everything as well. As much as people might think, oh, maybe he's at home working on the mouse every day now. I doubt it. I very much doubt it.
Dance Jesus said on his stream that it will very probably be this year.
When was this stream? Did I miss it? When was that, DLJ? Because
Okay.
I'd rather be wrong about it.
While we wait for DOJ to answer, hands up if no, we can't because Matthew doesn't have a webcam up. Who feels that Namolsk will end up being an official map?
I don't know. Bohemia definitely does like the money, don't they? They definitely do like the money.
I personally wouldn't have an issue with it. Like,
but
the
do
way
you
I
think
see it
they
is,
will?
I don't think they will.
Yes or no? Do you think they will? Yes.
Yeah, I think I can see them doing it. And I mean, personally, I bought and paid for Livonia, was perfectly happy to do so. I saw when Livonia came out, there was a lot of people bitching and moaning, saying, "Oh, for fuck's sake, with your broken game, and now you're charging us for a new map." And the sort of the comparison that I give, and it's not necessarily apples to oranges comparison, but when you look at previous Call of Duty titles, you pay, say, 40, 50 quid for the game, and then there's a season pass that's another 25 quid, and then with that you get 4 map packs a year and new modes and a weapon that comes with a map pack and things like that. Whereas so with DayZ, you buy it for 20 odd quid that the game probably is now, and then you pay in, I think when I bought Livonia it was like $11.99. So when you think about it, really, for a whole new map, you're not getting a bad deal on it overall.
Yeah,
I think the pricing is going to be a big one. If they do release it as an official map and they charge for it like they did with Livonia, I think if they can keep the pricing as low as possible or as close to Livonia, if not cheaper than Livonia, then I think that will stop a lot of people being quite as pissed off. But at the same time, I can't understand people being pissed off with it in the first place.
I think they'll make it. If they do make it DLC, I think they'll make it more than Livonia, 100%. If they do make it more, 100%. It's
down to Adam ultimately. I'm sure once he was asked if it was going to be DLC, and I'm sure he said no. But I'm going back a while ago now. But I must say, if you think about it, I think not only would it be one of the best things for the game, like Livonia, in my opinion, was not one of the best things for the game. It made them a few quid and kept them going for a little bit, but I don't think it was very good for the game. I think not only would it be good for Adam, because his mod will get even more focused than it would be if he releases it as a mod. It'll be great for the game, and surely to God, Adam should get paid out a bit of dough for it as well, because it's been his gem for so long. So,
put it on console.
All in all, I think 100% DLC. It'll be amazing for the game. It'll be 20 times better and more popular than Livonia ever will be, and he'll get the recognition and pay that he deserves for doing all the work into it.
Yeah.
There you go. That's my opinion on it.
And I've got no issue with it. And like Brim said, I bought Livonia as soon as it came out. I enjoyed Livonia myself. I understand why people were angry about it. I don't agree with it, but I understand why they were. Because, at the end of the day, if me paying, I think it was about $20 for us here in Australia, me paying $20 helps them keep working on DayZ, then that's a win for me. Bohemia is a company that has people they have to pay, and if that keeps Adam and the rest of the team employed, then I'm happy to fucking pay 20, and I'll be happy to pay 20 again if Namolsk gets released as an official DLC. But I hope they don't make it as expensive this time. Maybe a $5, maybe a $10, something like that, to bring it down. Geary's got a quote here. Namolsk is not being worked on by BI but by me as an unofficial project, coming to Steam Workshop PC later this year. That was from 3 days ago. Well, there you go. Thank you, Geary, for...
Question answered with one little statement.
Yep.
Thing with...
That's what I love about this podcast, man. There are people even just in the chat who help contribute to what we're talking about. We're all guessing and someone else is there furiously Googling and finds there's the answer.
I think with Namolsk, so Livonia didn't bring anything other than a new map. And I'll be like, if you I don't think Adam is listening, but if any of the guys are, don't take this the wrong way, but it's just, I don't think personally it's developed enough to support 60 players. That's just my opinion. And it's just a map.
So they were good for the assets.
Yeah, it brought some good things, but overall, to most people, there was no draw to it because it was just a different looking, exactly the same DayZ experience with less developed areas, less places to go, everything else. The Malsk isn't just a map, is it? It's a whole different survival experience. Yes. That's another reason why I believe they should bundle it in with the game, because then the game's got two different, completely survival experiences in it.
Yeah, pretty epic.
It's going to do a lot. It's like expansion coming out did a lot for bringing people to the game. I think when the mouse comes out, that's going to blow up even more.
I'd definitely play on it.
It will definitely be interesting to see, as we quite often do on the podcast, have a look at the Steam charts and see what the player numbers are doing. When a big event happens, we inevitably see that little spike of players that come in, especially when they do things like free weekends. When Livonia came out, it happened. When every time there's a new update, things like that. I think when the Malsk eventually comes out, whether that's this year, next year, whenever it ends up actually being, I think we will see quite a sharp spike rise for the amount of players.
For all these hardcore people that have wanted an hardcore experience, he's going to give it you, isn't he? So that'll be welcomed. The ones put the link to the Mouse Adam's website there in the chat.
Yeah, the best thing is if you do want to support the Mouse, I'm sure he has a link on his stream, to donate to him. That's probably the best way to support him and support the Mouse, by donating to him on there. Because if Livonia does come out with a DLC, let's be real, they're going to take a cut of the Mouse. So you can give him a full 100% if you donate to his PayPal.
Oh, that's a good way of looking at it, yeah. Send the money direct.
So I was going to do. I did a stream snipe event tonight, and no one got me, and it was going to be 25 Aussie dollars. So I just donated it to Adam instead. The one made the suggestion, and I thought, fuck it, yeah, why not? I've donated to Adam in the past. To be honest, I was a little bit annoyed at. And a lot of people did do videos about Namolsk the same time I did mine, but most of them didn't fucking promote donating to support the program. People need to remember to do that. People need to. It's almost like it's a taboo topic, but we've said it time and time again, and pretty much everyone we've had on here. I really want someone to come on who disagrees with us, but we all. Extol the virtues of whether it be a server, whether it be a YouTuber, whether it be a streamer, whether it be a modder. If you can spare a few bucks to support what they do, then do it. Yes, I know Adam's got a good job, but...
Well, if you look at it, though, and this is a good way of looking at it, Adam's working 2 jobs and getting paid for 1.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is what all these modders are doing, and everybody else. They're working 2 jobs and getting paid for 1. So
yeah,
when you look at it that way, when you start thinking, would you go to work every day but only accept half the money for it?
Yeah, I mean, I've got high hopes. Yeah, I agree with you. And I mean, I've got high hopes for Namausk. I think we all have, because I'm an easily pleased person generally when it comes to DayZ. But when they remapped that northwest area of the map and put that ski resort in, I thought it was going to be a lot better than it was by what people in Bohemia had tweeted out about it. So if we can actually get Namalsk and there is actually snow and it is actually cold and it actually works the way that we all kind of have that romanticized image of it being, then I think we'll have a winner.
I don't see why not. I'm sure Adam knows, obviously he's in Bohemia. I'm sure he can... people who work there will, if he doesn't script himself, people who work there can definitely help him out with that. I don't see why it wouldn't have snow, actual working snow and stuff. I don't see why it wouldn't.
Have you seen the game Adam plays when he's not playing DayZ? He's always on a survival game. Usually it's got snow in it, right? If there's anybody that's going to challenge all these... What's that?
The Long Dark?
Yeah, I think that's one of the ones he plays, yeah. There's one that he keeps going back to. He loves it. But yeah. Oh God, you made me lose track of what I was saying now.
If there's anyone who's going to challenge.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, if there was anybody who's gonna, so like at the moment, you've like even yourself, you like a hardcore experience, a challenge, stuff like that. There's a lot of people who might be struggling now to find DayZ a challenge. When he brings that out, that's gonna give all those people a challenge. So.
Now, you guys seeing what's on the screen here? Our resident, one of our resident modding experts, Jacob Mango, is working on Doggy AI.
Oh, Doggy.
I honestly thought then you were going to say that Jacob is working on dogging, and I was going to say that's definitely not the way to word that. Other than the way the dog turns, it just that I'm excited about this because I really did personally love the idea of horses, dogs, animal companions, and I know they talked about it way back in the day, and I even remember Brian saying that the head of BI was a fan of the idea as well. But it's kind of gone by the wayside. But I love this, and I hope to God that with animation tools that we can see a more realistic looking dog. Different breeds of dogs. I would love so much to be able to run with a golden retriever myself. They're my favourite dog. But yeah. The horse. Am I right in saying didn't there used to be a thing many years ago where you used to be able to like sort of tame wolves or something? I saw somewhere where you used to be able to like throw them food or something and stop them attacking you or something.
I think you can still do
like
that.
Many years ago.
I've never tried it. Never tried it once.
No, I just go straight in. I go straight into fucking kill mode. But I'm sure I heard somewhere back along that there used to be a thing with wolves where you used to be able to throw them if you had some spare meat on you from an animal you'd killed or something. You could throw it to them, and either they'd go to that and concentrate on that, at least giving you a chance to turn the other way and fucking leg it before they munch your fucking ankles off.
I've never heard of that, but it'd be a good thing to have.
Yeah.
That's a mod. That's a mod for somebody to make for a survival server.
Yep.
There you go.
And for
Simple
all of us
things
survival
like
nutters and carrying raw meat on you makes wolves more likely to spawn around you and things like that. Yeah, Jacob said there they've toned down animals so much in DayZ they don't even bleed now. I've noticed that. I didn't actually know that, but I've noticed that even if I land a shot, that it's so hard to track in DayZ. An animal, you basically just got to try and work out what direction it runs in. But to find a dead animal or an animal that may have bled out, well, they don't bleed now, so that's kind of sad. Mark said there, I want the devs to fix the zombie AI and make it better than it is right now. There is a mod that you need to check out, mate. The PVZ mod. I think even hardcore servers, even the softer servers, the normal servers, could benefit from...
Changed his words there, didn't he, quick?
Could benefit from this mod. Because one of the biggest criticisms you see of DayZ is people saying, there's a fucking DayZ, there's these fucking zombies, and the zombies aren't even a fucking threat. Well, one, the Z isn't for fucking zombies, it's for day zero. And two, it depends on the server. If you're playing on a custom server, a lot of servers dial it down because the zombies do impact on the server performance. Ben, you'll be able to talk about that. How bad can it be?
There's mods that do way worse damage to your server than the amount of zombies you have on it. But yeah, at 100 pop, if you've got a lot of mods going and everything else, server's busy, and you're using default zombies, you can definitely make some improvements to your server FPS by bringing them down. There's some servers that have removed them completely. Go for it if that's what you want to do. Personally, I'm not a fan of that because that's not DayZ anymore. But I'm not bashing anybody who's done that. Trust me. But yeah, you're 100%. There is some gains to be had from removing zombies. You can remove quite a few, and it makes players can't even tell unless you're a super seasoned player, I guess. You can remove a few hundred, and no player will notice.
Yeah, so I think I said on last week's podcast as well with the zombies that they just do fuck all for me at this point. Like they're so, unless you have a server where the spawn rate is fucking 1 billion %, and you are unlucky enough to get corner trapped by a group of them, unless that happens, there is no way you should be dying to zombies at this point, because they're not that difficult to take care of, like I say, unless you get corner trapped by a massive group of them.
Well, that's insane. We just got raided by Smoke.
Yeah, that's a big number. Pog.
I don't think I've ever seen a raid of that size before in my entire life. I'm kind of starstruck a bit at the moment.
Who's joined us?
Smoke.
Oh,
just raided.
The man, the myth himself.
Yeah.
I've been watching him a little bit.
Yeah, I was watching him earlier today as well. He was actually going to be my creator of the night. So while he's just raided, I wanted to shout the guy out. I gave him a donation earlier on stream, basically saying that I'm really, really happy that a guy who is such a PvP beast is right now extolling the virtues of a more hardcore style server. You see so many people say that it's not friendly to stream and all the rest of it, but he had he's just raided with 1,300 people, and he was playing on his own server, admittedly, but playing a more interactive, hardcore style of DayZ, and it was so good to see, because so many people turn around and say, you'll never get big if you stream boring, the more boring style of DayZ, but it's only boring if you let it be boring, and he's absolutely killed it. I remember watching him back when he was still quite a small streamer, and now he's just this gargantuan. We all talk about the running man being the king of DayZ, but if Smoke played DayZ pretty much non-stop, I think he'd be the true DayZ king.
Well, it's not about what you're doing on DayZ. End of the day, people are there for a streamer, aren't they? You could, if you're a good streamer, you could paint a wall and get good views. So he's obviously doing something right.
No, we're not Deb's Real Deal Lucille. We are just four ordinary people who are fans of DayZ, realists about DayZ. We'll admit that DayZ's a featurey. We don't use the bug word here. It's a bannable word in chat. I'm just joking. We don't ban for pretty much hardly anything here. But
features.
They're not bugs, they're features, yeah. But we just we do a podcast every week where we talk about what's happened in the last week regarding DayZ. So if it's a game that you're a fan of, we're here every Saturday talking about anything that you may have missed in the last week. And right now we're talking about the fact that the infected, or the zombies, whatever you want to call them, a lot of people say they're not a threat. Then this is the mod that you want to look at recommending to your server people. They've got it on the DayZ Down Under server that I play here in Australia. And my God, it is brilliant. You shoot, you regret it. You really regret it, because these motherfuckers just come from nowhere. Hordes of them. Like, you literally have to lock yourself in a building and wait for them to de-aggro. And they've made them tankier. There's a priest zombie in the game. I think it's hilarious. On the DayZ Down Under server, if you kill the priest, he always has a thing of weed on him. But my God, he is a tank. I had a pristine sledgehammer. By the time I finished killing him, it was down to worn. There's this office chick who runs around in a miniskirt and a set of glasses, and she's probably the worst of the lot, because she can spawn with just your general normal ones in a town, which most of them are still able to be taken out with 1 to 2 hits. But if she's in there, oh my God, you are in for a world of hurt. She will make your life a nightmare, an absolute nightmare. She is a tank and will beast you. I had military zombies that were taking 6 to 7 headshots of a pistol that to get them to drop down, because they had a helmet on them. They quite often spawned with plate carriers that actually work. The infected can have weapons on them in their inventory. The loot is, if you kill infected around a gas station, they're going to have something related to cars on them. whether it be a jerry of fuel or a thing of motor oil or a battery or a spark plug. The old lady, the grandma one, usually always has food on her. You kill a tradie one, there's a chance you might find nails on them. They've just done it. Yeah. Someone said there, I liked DayZ Down Under where it had the sleep function. Same, that there's an issue with the sleep mod and the expansion mod. They do plan on bringing it back, Sassy Sloth, so keep paying attention to the server, and hopefully it will be back soon. Because it's a damn good hardcore mod, particularly for a small little niche community like us. But yeah, definitely check this mod out. Even like I said, Ben, you could probably look at it for your server, mate, just to for some
on the
shits.
screen now. I'll have a look off stream afterwards.
For some shits and giggles, mate. I think it'd be just prepare for a bit of rage. With blokes going, what the fuck's the deal with these zombies, mate? I just lost all my bloody gear. It'd be a good one as maybe save it for April Fool's Day or Halloween or something like that, mate, and just drop it on them without them expecting it. Yeah, I mean, like buyer beware. They go to load into the server and tells them to update PVZ mod. They don't read up on it. I can
see it being good for events. Yeah, I can see it being good for events as well.
It is. One of the other beautiful things about it, you could be running out in the middle of a forest and there's infected there. Places where you never saw them before. So it turns an otherwise boring run into you're constantly looking out. There's these little crawler ones that Spud on DayZ Down Under fitted out with ghillie suits. They're all ruined, so you can't take the ghillie suit and get a free ghillie suit off the infected. But if you're not paying attention, you run right on top of one of these, 4 or 5 hits, they'll destroy your shoes on you. You know, it's added a whole new level of, just keeping on your toes to stay alive. It's definitely one of my top 5 mods at the moment is PVZ.
I did see something like that on when not long after Livonia first came out. There was a Livonia map that had, or a Livonia server, sorry, that had something similar where they had little crawler zombies that had like ghillie cloaks on.
Yep.
And it was literally, I was running around and I could hear the sound of a zombie, but I'm looking around expecting to see something stood up running towards me, and I'm like, there's literally nothing. I'm in the middle of a field, there's nowhere it can hide, so unless it's invisible, where the fuck is it? And then I start getting hit, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Look down and go, what the fuck are you doing? Fuck off.
DayZ's decision to bring mod into the game was, I think, the best decision that they've made. It's opened up a lot of abilities for the game to improve and all that lot. Just think how much it's progressed. Like, a lot of servers, they might not even be hardly modded, but they probably use at least 1 or 2 mods on there. You know what I mean? So
look, I was happy with DayZ even during the period where it was down to 3,000. But I'm realist enough to admit that it is modding that has brought back the 20-odd thousand concurrent players that we have on average now. Without that, DayZ was dead. DayZ was a done game. But when they finally opened it up to modding, they have brought people back because people can now, they've got helicopters from expansion and some of the other mods and all the rest of it, but people are getting to play the DayZ they remembered from the armor mod and all the rest of it, and there's a DayZ for almost everyone these days, which is fantastic to see.
Yeah.
Modders are great, Keegan. Yeah. Yes, you are, Keegan. Yes, you are. You're a good little boy, Keegan. You're a good little boy.
It took me a good moment then to realise who it was that had typed that. I saw the message and was like, I agree with that statement. And then I saw I was like, still agree, but yeah.
In modding we trust, yes. In modding we trust. Deliver they must. Everyone remembers that one?
Yeah, deliver they will.
Yeah. Yeah, now go make DayZ Battle Royal, Keegan. The next topic we have, where are we at? Shroud. Did anyone see the clip of Shroud?
I've heard a lot of people talking about it.
I was to say, I did see this one little clip of him saying he was. It was
so
almost
I'll
like
play
a.
it, I'll play it just so everyone can hear it first.
I love the new killer emote, dude. So
sub
games,
count at, Mike.
Sub count. Let me see. So the games that I'm gonna be playing on this channel is gonna be. Here's my list of games: Tarkov, Valorant, DayZ. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna be playing DayZ actually. I got into the server that I absolutely love. It's a really, really hardcore server, and it's just fun. So I'm gonna be playing DayZ for sure.
Nice.
I could hear Boydie's erection growing the moment Shroud mentioned that he is enjoying a hardcore. So.
He's pushing the dice down.
Off the other side of the fucking world.
It's to be honest, I was kind of surprised because he's such a high action. Yeah, he's a beast. And we've got so many people from Smoke's chat here. Yes, I know Smoke killed Shroud, and I was quite proud of Smoke for doing that. But at the same time, if you love DayZ, it's a good thing, regardless of what you think of Shroud. It's going to be good. It's going to bring a lot of people. And the thing I encourage is, sadly, I know a lot of the time his chat is on sub mode. But if you are a sub of his, go in there, because there's a lot of one of the things I hate the most is seeing people who have got no clue about where DayZ is at the moment, and they're relying on things. They'll say the things like, you still die on fucking steps and shit like that. Just they'll trash it just for the sake of trashing it. And yeah, like Mark said, he said that in front of 500,000 people. So there's probably a lot of out of that 500,000, there's probably a good couple 100,000 going, DayZ's still around. You kidding me? What the fuck? So
I like the fact that he put a little emphasis on it as well.
Yeah,
it was like he was like, yeah, I'm going to be playing DayZ. Then he couldn't remember the next thing. I went, but yeah, no, I'm going to be playing DayZ. It's the fact that he put that little extra emphasis on it. I'm sure it wasn't planned as such. It was more of an off the cuff remark, but it's kind of like, and then obviously saying that he found a server he loved. I think it's like I said in the Discord the other day, it can only be a good thing in theory. Yeah. There's no such thing as bad publicity, and for someone like Shroud, with all the buzz around him and the whole Mixer thing and everything else, like for him to be coming back in any way, shape or form to DayZ it's going to be interesting. But I do feel very, very sorry for any server he plays on, because unless they know of some way to stop the stream sniping, it's going to be fucking pandemonium on that server.
Yeah, he's going to need
Shroud. It will be.
He's going to need good relationship with the admins, isn't he, Ben?
Yeah. I mean, so like,
just
depend on your community a lot. Here, so like,
just so you know, Ben is the head admin owner of Blue Waffle, one of the more successful servers in the EU area. He generally has a very high, if not full pop server, and he's run this for 6 to 7 years now. So that's why I'm deferring to him on how Shroud is going to cause some issues for a server.
I should imagine, like, he's got a mental chat and community. It's a nice one, but there's a toxic element in there, definitely. I know, like, even when Lyrics played on my server, he's got a really nice community, but he still had a toxic element that chased him onto my server, and he's onto others as well. And yeah, I mean, if he's playing on Smoke server, Shroud, yeah, I should imagine it's got a bit of work for your admin team there, mate. Keeping an eye on him when he's on the server, because there'll be everyone looking to stream snipe him. Everybody.
Yeah, those admins are going to earn their fucking paycheck that day.
Be working that night. Yeah, they'll be working.
Just to answer Deathlock the Demolisher, yes, there are clips of when Smoke killed Shroud. I just can't remember. I know, how long ago do you reckon that was, guys? Probably 6 to 12 months.
So it's a good few years.
You reckon that long? Yeah, couple of years ago.
I reckon it's got to be a good couple of years, surely. I might be completely fucking wrong. There's a very good possibility I am, but there's got to be a good couple of years.
Apparently, Lyrics
either way, I want to see
pre-alpha battle royale server. What? So he actually went on there and played on it, did he, Keegan? Okay, Marx is saying Shroud hasn't streamed DayZ in at least 2 years. I know Shroud had a server there for a while as well, but I never found out what server it was.
Shroud has streamed DayZ in the last 2 years, 100%. He's been on Wire Run, on others. He definitely has streamed it
Okay.
in the last 2 years. Maybe not since he moved to Mixer or whatever, but before that he was playing on a couple of DayZ servers. 100%.
Zalash has got a good point there. It must be bad being a streamer and trying to play DayZ. There is no way to get the real DayZ feeling when you get stream sniped all the time. Well, I'll add a caveat to that. It must be bad being a successful streamer, a popular streamer, a massive streamer. I very rarely have that issue. I'm only a very, very small channel. This is the most viewers I've ever had in my entire life right now. So normally I get about 10 to 20 people, and I've got a very good community. And other than if I've managed to piss someone off on the server, which if you know anything about me, yeah, I have a habit of pissing people off, I generally get left alone. So, yeah.
I think I would like to see Shroud, if he's coming back to DayZ, to do like you did tonight, do like a stream snipe event. It would be a massive fucking clusterfuck for him to do one. But just jump on just have a chat with some admins and say, look, I want to do an event on your server, get a bit more traffic your way and have a laugh. Let's do a stream snipe event. Get all your admins on because it's going to be fucking busy, and get a server that's not normally full pop up to full pop and see how it plays out. I think, and do that like do like one a week or one a month or something, and do a different server each time. Spread the love a little bit, and just see how absolutely fucking crazy that would end up getting.
Yeah, whatever server he goes on will be full, regardless of whatever they're doing. It could be a no zombie, no loot, no food, no nothing server, and it'll still be full if he's on it.
Here we go. Let's watch this. The clip of Smoke versus the rest.
If Boydie can work it out.
Oh my god. I think I just killed them both. Dude, are you... Definitely didn't kill them both. That was fucking nuts.
Two years ago, you were right, Brim.
I'm bleeding.
Yeah, I figured it had to be a fair old while back. Look at that dodgy UI when he tabbed into his fucking inventory then, though. That's bringing some memories back.
Yeah.
God, I'm glad we don't have that UI anymore.
You know what the thing? One of the things I love the most about Shroud is, about Smoke is, he's one of the most humble PvP gods I've ever seen. I don't think I've ever seen him once, other than when the other person's been toxic to him. I don't think I've ever seen him, get some fucking. I've even done that myself because it's such a rare event for me. But he's just, more often than not, it's just a GG, and yeah. That's probably one of the things I love about him the most. What was that, Brim?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Like, me and you are the same. Like, we're so unnaturally PvP oriented. The second we get a kill, it is like your fucking birthday and Christmas at once. You're like, yes, I got a kill. Fuck yeah. But for him, it's like it's just as easy as getting up and making his breakfast in the morning. He just goes out, fucking squad wipes 20,000 people, and then carries on with his day. So he's got no reason to sit there and big himself up a little bit. But for the rest of us Muppets sat down here with, a very negative kill-death ratio in this game.
Yeah.
I think it is definitely a bit of an event for us.
Okay. So, in summary, it's a good thing that he's coming back to play some more DayZ, because it can only be good for the game. And I hope that whatever server he's playing on turns out to be, one that can showcase the game as best as it is. We all know it's a featurey mess at times, but it's still the king of its genre. And yeah. The last of the
news.
Sorry?
Just more and more good news in the community.
Yep. The last of the general topics is a shout out to one of the OGs of DayZ, Potato, who I didn't actually know, but he's going to be a dad soon. The baby appointment went great, very healthy, with very big feet and long arms, lol. Gender reveal on Monday at 9 a.m. I jokingly replied to him, "Oh my God, man, how can you do this? Labelling your baby before it's even born and had years to decide what it wants to be. Jokes, congrats, mate, all the best." A wise man said, "Every father wants his son to grow up just like him and praise his daughter never meets anyone who did." So
I did have a little bit of a giggle at the early part of your response there about the labelling the baby before it's born. I've seen quite a lot of stuff in that regards recently outside of DayZ. Just in comedy and stuff in general, and that did tickle me a little bit, I'm not going to lie.
Sully just raised a good point. Shroud's actually kind of smart playing on a hardcore server because it's going to be harder for people to know if they've did kill him, because hardcore servers generally don't have a kill feed. So plus one of the things I like about the hardcore servers, if you are a big streamer, is a lot of the little trolly people probably won't be able to survive getting off the coast. To be able to get inland to hunt you down. So that's another smart reason for him to play on a server. If he's got good basic core survival skills, So, and look, if Shroud ends up playing on DayZ Underground, I can't blame him. They've got a very good community of admins and that behind them, and the core of the player community on there is generally very positive. If they know someone's, if someone comes up to them going, "Have you seen Shroud? Have you seen Shroud?" They're probably just going to kill them because it goes against the vibe of what they want to play on that server. It's a very heavy interaction / RP focused server with a more hardcore twist to it.
Yeah, I mean, I think as well with Shroud, it'd be quite interesting. It's a bit of information I can imagine we're never going to get, but his Steam name must be. Because like everything he's on, whether it be Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, whatever he's on, it's all just Shroud. There's nothing special. There's no underscores and extra letters. There's not, spelt a different way with a 5 instead of an S at the beginning to throw people off the scent. He has constantly throughout his career just kept it Shroud, all lowercase, simple as that, and that's it. And as you know, we can see who's on a server using the Steam overlay now. So I can only imagine when you look at that list of people who are in the server, his name's going to pop up. So I can only imagine the amount of people that are going to watch his stream and go, right, he's on DayZ, join a server they think he's on, and just look through the list. It's going to be pretty easy, I would imagine, for people to pinpoint what server he's on.
I reckon he'll probably have
near enough impossible.
He'll have an old.
It's near enough impossible to hide what server you're on these days.
Yeah.
I mean, half the servers have got branding on them, in some way, shape, or form.
Which is a personal pet peeve of mine.
And then there's other ways as well. You can look, like Archie brought up a good point one day, where you can look at the position of the sun on the server, figure out what time of day it is, look at the server list, look for something roughly that time of day.
Yep.
There's so much that just gives away what server you're on now. It's really hard. That's where a lot of it will, or some of it will come down to how he plays, and the other half of it will be admins on the server keeping an eye on things.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're going to the point of looking at the sun's position on someone's stream and going down that route and putting that much effort in, you deserve to at least get within a kilometre of that person you're stream sniping.
I don't get why people.
That's some fucking dedication, that is.
Most of the time, if you stream snipe someone, the actual content creator's not really going to be interested in you. You know what I mean? I suppose you stream snipe him to, say, "Oh, I've met Shroud," let's say, in game, but like most of the time, he's not going to bother with you. He might just kill you and then carry on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Commander Turk.
Shroud's got that level of fanboyism that he's not going to be like many or any other DayZ streamer, really. So, like, for example, Sadder plays, right? I love the way he plays. If you're a sub, or even if you're not a sub, he doesn't keep it exclusive to subs. If you're a viewer and you go up to him and you say, "Yo, it's me, I'm from the stream," he'll let you play with you. He'll let you play. And I that works brilliant for him. Like, sadly, it was on my server, but a weird situation happened one day where a live streamer was paid £120 to live stream Snipe Sadder while he was streaming on my server, which was a weird one. Aside that, I've never seen Sadder get very much trouble from stream snipers. But for somebody like Shroud, could you imagine him trying to say, "Yo, you can come and play on DayZ with me if you want"? The whole fucking map would just go to his position, you know. So
that server performance would fucking tank.
Yeah, there'll be 100 people in one town. Which
Mr.
is where
Watson said in
Shroud
chat, it's most likely, highly likely that it's a whitelisted server then, which is, again, leans towards DayZ Underground, because that's the only way that they'll be able to stop stream snipers. But DayZ Underground isn't always whitelisted, generally only on the weekends. But the other issue is Shroud would be the sort who would also bring the attention of Ben's favourite people.
Oh,
DDoSes.
yeah, probably. Yeah, most likely, yeah. Could imagine that will happen.
I can't imagine Shroud playing on a server that isn't whitelisted. I think you're never gonna be able to completely stop a stream sniper, even on a whitelisted server. There's always gonna be a way that they'll manage to get themselves whitelisted and still be a dick. But at the same time, I think it's definitely a step in the right direction. But no matter what server he goes on, someone's going to find out. That information will spread like a wildfire, and it is going to be such a ball ache for him.
So good luck with getting his application through. Doug hardly ever accepts anyone. Shroud does have his own server, or he did have a server for DayZ. So yeah, he even had he's a tech guy who managed it for him. It was just his server that he played on occasionally back in the day, and yeah, so sounds like though now he's found a different server, or he may still have that server. Who knows? But yeah, and yeah, Germ Freak, I do agree. Overall, bigger streamers will help make DayZ better, but the key there is DayZ being such a mixed bag game in the past has got such a bad reputation. It does. You know, it's sold how many millions of copies? 4.2 million copies in the first few
Something
weeks,
like that.
first couple of months or whatever, and God knows where it's at now. And there's 20,000 concurrent players. That tells you a lot.
Yeah.
But DayZ is... Anyone who says DayZ is still as shit as it was when it first came out is sadly mistaken. Is DayZ perfect? Far from it. Far fucking from it. Thankfully, we've got modding now, and that is making the game be more of what it can be. So the more people we get coming in and showing people and having hopefully a more positive experience, that is going to be better for the game. If other people see Shroud playing it, mate, how many people copycat Shroud when he does plays a game? Shroud's playing it. Shroud's getting 50, 100,000 viewers playing DayZ. Fuck that. I'm going to go play DayZ. Just be just like Shroud myself. So one guy of his size can make a massive difference. Hey, Ben?
Yeah, if you just look at his stream numbers and imagine a small percentage of that came to DayZ every time that he plays, player base will double in a couple of weeks.
And if he raids another person like the Running Man or Minder and Toperik, and they get to see these guys who we all know are amazing content creators doing some amazing stuff with DayZ, then that's going to be good for everyone. It's a flow-on effect.
Yeah, I can't see any bad coming from him playing. Just for this, just for the admins that have got to do the work on the server he's on at the time. That's all. Feel sorry for those guys, but.
Okay, we are now on to the DayZ Twitter watch, and Sumrak tweeted that they are still looking for a community manager and a senior lead programmer for the DayZ dev team. Now, I know there's been quite a lot of people interested in the community manager, but it's a bit of a tricky one. Even Ben is making me consider relocation, not going to lie. Ben.
I'd love to. If I tell you what, if I didn't have kids, I would probably apply. I'm telling you.
Yes, and yes, I did see you, Helkiana. Let me work from the UK.
Yeah, I saw that as well, yeah.
But they did actually state back a while that they would consider it due to the unique circumstances right now. Someone who I'm friends with on Twitter said it. I'm not gonna, because I wouldn't be able to move for a year. And I said, mate, don't say no for them. Let them tell you no. put in a fucking application, explain your reasoning, and if they're not interested, they'll tell you no. But if you say no for them, it's like looking at the hot chick in the bar. If you don't have the balls to walk up to her and say, hi, would you like a drink? Hi, my name's Joe. Or whatever you do. Well, God knows what you have to fucking do these days without offending someone. But if you don't have the balls to walk up to her, then you're never going to fucking know if it could have been a thing for you. If you say no for her, then you're always going to be a loser. If you throw your fucking hat in the ring, what's the worst they're going to say to you? No. Admittedly, with the hot chick, she might tell everyone that fucking loser over there just tried to hit on me. What a wanker, and you'll be the laughing stock of the town for the next year. Yes, it happened to me when I was a little boy. But
I was to say, it sounds like you're talking from experience there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, mate, I had a pretty bad strike rate, but when I fucking hit it, I hit it. Yeah, baby. But yeah. So, yeah, just throw your hat in the ring. If you're considering applying for it, go for it. If you're not, don't worry about it. But yeah, definitely look at the dev one as well. But even like I asked to one, is that the sort of thing he said he could do? And he said no, that's way out of my league. Holy shit, we've just hit the devil. 666 viewers. Brimstone, you're in your element, mate.
Fucking right. I'll say it's you wait until next week when I start streaming back again. Shit's gonna look a little different. I'll leave it at that.
And the other one, for those of you who are console players, right now there is a sale on Xbox for DayZ, 50% off, with up to 50% off the Ultimate Game Sale. So if you've been thinking about it, as much as I love DayZ, folks, as much as I love it, I generally always advise people wait for it to go on sale. Most of us here bought it back in the day when it first came out. So yeah.
Yeah, it goes on sale a lot. At the moment, if it's not on sale, it's £33. But normally when it does go on sale, obviously it gets cheaper and it goes to like 22 sometimes and 25. So it's best to get it when it's on sale.
Texas console players can take their L. Yeah, I do pity the console players. It just looks so clunky to me. But then again, I was watching some clip or something of some guy playing it, and my God, they're pretty adept with their fingers and those controllers, man. This guy was just floating through the... Most people, when I've watched him, it looks quite clunky, but he was just skipping and he was picking stuff up. He killed someone and, yeah. So, and I used to play console back in the day. Who didn't? But, yeah.
I played it for a little while. Yeah, I played it for a little while on console when it first came out because it was prior to me having a PC. But it was just piss poor timing on my part because just as I was getting used to it and just starting to learn how the controls were with it, because it is a very unique experience, I end up getting a PC and just switching over as I always intended to. So, I can't imagine going back and playing it on console now. I'm so used to mouse and keyboard, it'd be fucking horrendous.
Yeah, Texas, they do need to fix the cars, mate. And I agree with you, Mr. Electrical. I have loved every bit of I think it was about 25 Aussie dollars that I paid for it back in the day. And if I work that out into a cent rate, it probably is literally less than a cent per hour that I've got in this game. I'm about 5,000 to 6,000 hours now. And some of the bigger guys, I think Tope and Minder said between them they've got 17,000 hours. I think the Running Man's hitting 10,000 hours or something. It's insane. For value for money, DayZ, with all its features along the way, has been one of the best value for money investments for my time. Keegan, cars aren't reals.
They're a figment of your imagination.
Cars are boats and jets.
Yeah.
So they should be renamed too.
So now we are on to the server spotlight. I've mentioned days before, and I've mentioned mine of Smoke, who was going to get my shout out of the week. Matthew, we like to give the guest the first dibs on what's something that stood out for you this last week or so, mate, whether it be a mod or a video or a server or anything in the DayZ community, mate.
Well, I won't say it's in the last week, but I'm definitely excited for Esker.
Yes.
It's a custom map. That guy has put so much detail into that map. I spoke to him a lot, and the map does look really, really good. That is going to be a big map, and I can tell you that.
I did speak to him about coming on the show, but he said he's just very, very busy at the moment, both the map and IRL. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. I'll keep on remembering to hit him up, the same as I keep on hitting Adam up. And he just quietly ignores me. He said to me when he's ready, he'll get in contact with me, but I just send him a reminder every now and then because I want to get the scoop. What about you, Ben?
Mate, I've had a hectic week with DDoS and server moving and all that. And to be honest with you, Matthew's just nailed out about the only thing, apart from DayZ Editor, that I've been able to keep up with this week has been Essica's little bit of development. So yeah, I'm falling short this week, I'm afraid. But yeah, Essica would have been my shout for that as well. I'm looking forward to it a lot.
Sorry, I'm just someone asked me to show the map, so I've just got a video that I'm just going to play in the background while we do our thing. What about you, Brim?
I think, if I'm going to go servers and a content creator, then I think content creator, I'll give a little shout out to Mr. Nobody UK, someone who's been a member of the community for many, many years. He's recently put out a video, which I will link in the Twitch chat in a moment. It's just basically just a collection of random clips and moments that have happened and fun things he's done on a server over the last couple of weeks. Always puts out some decent content, so I'll give him a little shout. And then as far as servers are concerned, I'm just going to constantly make Uncle Ray Ray's Boom Boom Room my main server. It's just such a fucking different experience. You know, if you do play DayZ and you've got, you like some modded servers and, you want to be beaten to death with a giant 6-foot dildo, then, type in Boom Boom Room on the launcher and prepare, because it's going to be mental. But yeah, there's like you say, there's so many great servers and content creators out there now for DayZ. It's sort of hit that boom again now. Every single week I come on here and I say we are literally spoilt for choice at this point.
And there's the link in the chat for the video I was just showing, and Mark or Dewan linked the trailer for it as well. The thing I loved about this map, for those who've just come over from Smokestream, is just how apocalyptic looking it is. One of the things with DayZ is it doesn't look very apocalyptic at times. That was one of the things that the expansion mod did, was to change to make the place a bit more overgrown, a bit more apocalyptic looking. So this map here is just brilliant for how the flooding and just the towers that are off to the side, the broken down buildings. They've obviously taken some of the models from the Livonia map. And yes, the expansion modder, map modder, is in the chat as well. So he didn't put a kappa there, cheeky bugger. But yeah, it was. Yes, it did impact on the performance a little bit. Some people have said. I personally haven't noticed it. I personally like the changes because it just helped make the place a bit more, a bit different. Because there's only so many maps out for DayZ, official maps at least, and wet shoes for days. If it's the winter cycle as well, you'll definitely be freezing a lot trying to get to some of those buildings. But this map just looks next level brilliant, and I just can't wait to see what this guy's able to do once he gets his hand on the editing tool that Inclement Dab's working on as well. That's just going to be insane, absolutely insane.
Yeah. Speed up development a bit.
Well, I spoke to the guy who's making this map, Monkey, and he said he's been actually using Terrain Builder even in Armour as well. So maybe he's going to stick with just doing that. But it definitely, if you would want to speed up development, the tool would be a good thing to go for.
I'm all for new maps. I love exploring new areas, just lone wolfing it, running around, hoping for the best, whether it's a hardcore or not. It doesn't bother me. If there's a new map going, I love just checking out new areas, just having that same DayZ experience in a different place. It's just one of those things I quite enjoy.
So yeah, you've got the link in the clip, folks. In the chat. You can check it out. It is too bad we can't get the Taviana map in DayZ standalone, but I've forgotten the name of the game, but the people who made it, they're creating their own game. Sorry, what was that?
I said, well, technically you can, technically you can't. You know, if you were to remake everything from scratch, somewhat change it up, you could get away with it. You couldn't use all of their stuff though.
I'm still gobsmacked as to why no one's remade Chernarus, the original Chernarus map for DayZ
you don't
standalone.
really need to. You can get it from. They've released Arma 2 files, so you can get the original Arma 2 Chernarus map and put it in DayZ if you wanted to.
How come no one's done it then?
I don't know. I did Takistan.
I'd say someone did, didn't they? We mentioned it on podcast about 2 or 3 weeks back. Someone did. Because I think we had the expansion guys in chat and they were saying that there was some sort of controversy regarding the creator of it or something, if I remember rightly.
Okay.
Dewan will know more
saying
about
yes,
it,
he's done.
Dewan knows quite a lot about controversy.
There is a server with the old map. I'm just surprised there's not more of them then. So I need to find out what server that is, because I definitely want to go for a run on that. Get myself down to below the tents.
You can port over.
Sorry?
So there's quite a few maps that you can port over. I did Takistan, Chernarus, and there's quite a few that you can do. You can port over all the Arma 2 assets as well that they give you. So that's pretty epic.
Well, I know if you look on the DayZ standalone launcher, if you look under the map section, so you can choose what servers you want to play on based on map, there is a Taviana option, and there is one single server called Taviana Test Server.
DayZ standalone. That's DayZ SA's server apparently. The guys who made it.
Yeah, I know nothing about it apart from what you can see on the launcher, and it's constantly showing us offline, but with a population of 2 people on it at all times. So,
yeah, I don't know if anyone's working. Well, I've been told, right, I've had people have come to me and they've told me that they're working on it. They've not showed any pictures of it, so, you know, I couldn't say that they are, but people have definitely said that they are working on it. Whether that they'll publish it, I don't think we'll ever find out.
I'm all for variety. Variety is the spice of life. More maps, the merrier. I'm well happy with it.
Well, folks, thank you all so much. Matthew, we'll do a shout out of your channel again because we've got so many people in here. If you or anyone you know is looking at starting a DayZ server, if you don't know anyone who can give you advice on what to do, then checking out Matthew Longtime's channel is definitely a good place to start. He's got a lot of very, very good, simple guides that will help you with some of the basics from Matthew. Sell your channel. What can they learn on there?
You can learn the basics to starting up modern. You know, there's billboards on there. There's a simple server guide that you can do your LAN server on if you like testing your own custom mods. I've recently released a melee tutorial, so if you guys want to make some epic melee weapons, maybe some funky ones, then make sure to check it out. You also need to give this podcast a follow on Twitch. And
not just on Twitch, we are now on Spotify too. Believe it or not.
Oh, wait. I was asked about this. I was asked about this recently.
Yep.
Just the other day, somebody asked me if there was a Spotify version to listen to.
Yep, I finally bit the bullet. So I'm working on getting all the backlog of episodes up onto YouTube, and then trying to be a bit more professional and getting the video released onto YouTube and also onto Spotify at the same time. I think there is in chat. Let me see if I can get it to come up. Am I professional enough to have a command? There we go. There's the link to, if you like hearing this sort of stuff, but don't want to sit around and listen to us waffle on. This has gone for 2.5 hours, folks. We do talk. It constantly amazes me that there's so much to talk about each week, which just says it's testament to how strong the DayZ community is.
Yeah, that one always surprises me. When we first started doing this podcast, I thought weekly's going to be a struggle. There's no way we're going to be able to have solid conversations and lots of topics to talk about every single
Hi,
week.
welcome to the podcast.
But
what happened last week? Fucking
it.
nothing.
Yeah, that'd be shocking. I honestly thought we were going to have to move to like a monthly or every 2 weeks kind of podcast.
And I'm not even having to create drama for the sake of it, am I?
No, it's just fucking, it happens on its own. I have still got my board. It hasn't been updated, but we are at we're back at the 7-day mark.
7-day mark.
Last weekend.
Since last incident.
The best we got was 13 days. So if we can beat 13 days, everyone just be nice on Twitter for once and we'll, I know that's fucking wishful thinking in a big way, but Jesus. Come on, let's fingers crossed. Come on, people. I need to get better than fucking 13 days on that incident board.
Never a dull moment in DayZ.
No,
definitely not.
Matthew, thank you so much. Ben, thank you. Brim, as always, a pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next time, Saturday night again. Follow us on Twitter. There's been a command popping up. I think I can make it pop up again. Podcast, Brims channel there, a YouTube link. Ben, if you want to post your Twitter handle in chat as well.
Go on then.
Matthew, same for you as well, mate. Brim, post yours as well. We post up regularly when the show's going live, but it's pretty much the same time every week. 2.5 hours ago from now is when we start. That's midnight Australian Eastern Standard Time. There's Ben's Twitter. He really likes dick pics, folks. He really likes dick pics.
Don't you fucking dare.
Send them through.
I get any dick pics now, I swear to God.
You know you're going to get them now just because you said that.
Don't say it's not true. We all know. Don't
Done.
be ashamed of it.
I reckon there's already tweets coming through to the Wee Devil.
Don't send me no small PPs anyway.
No Uncle Ray 2mm PPs round here, thank you.
No, prolapse of 9,000 and upsize, please.
I want to go check, but I don't want to get banned from Twitch for showing a penis by accident. So
my phone's just made a noise already. I'm not. What have you done?
It was either Camino or Dewan. Let's be honest. It's the only two we know has guaranteed already got their fucking camera out.
I'm gonna get this all day and night now on Discord and everything. I know I'm gonna escape this shit.
I know what I'm doing my day off tomorrow.
Thank you so much, guys. Say goodbye to everyone.
Take it easy, everyone.
Thanks,
Have a good
guys.
day.
Have a good one.